We go. Hi, welcome in to everybody tuning in on that YouTube live stream. It is so good to have you in here in the stream with us for the day. If you haven't been here before, let me tell you what we do here. We basically talk to Trump supporters. We try to change their mind as well as the minds of many of those listening. And we'll do this until we rage quit, which typically happens at around that 4 to 5 hour mark. Today, I'm sensing that it is going to occur a little bit earlier than that, as I'm pretty tired on this great afternoon. But we already have our very first Trump supporter of the day already loaded in. So I'm going to go ahead and invite Emily to unmute. That's our Trump supporter. And Emily, take it away. Why the hell do you support Trump as president?
I supported him for the AB purposes and for the deportation.
Oh, okay. All right. Where do you want to start?
Probably the deportation. Like, how do you feel about, like, why should I not support that?
Yeah, because it yields literally no positive outcomes for the country. Like when we sit down and we look at how it impacts the country, we see it impacts the country very negatively, like by reducing our GDP by 1.1 trill through 1.7 trill per year, by, removing 8.3 million of our laborers, reducing our producers' productive capacities, while also making them produce less since they're selling less as we're removing 11 million of our consumers. And it costs, $2 trillion to get done over the course of the next 10 years. Those are all very negative outcomes. What are the positive outcomes of mass deportation?
Well, I didn't know it done all that. I thought the positive things were because, there's a lot of the criminal aspect of it. Because a lot of, what I read, which I'd be reading the wrong article, but what I read is that a lot of illegal criminals are over here causing problems.
Really? What percent of total violent crimes do undocumented immigrants commit in this country?
I have no idea. You'll have to.
I got you, 1%. You know that American men commit 90? Right? And then also, when we look at the 1% of violent crimes that undocumented immigrants do commit, they are 2.5 times less likely to commit one of those violent crimes than a natural U.S.-born citizen based on statistics alone. They're actually disproportionately more likely to stay away from crime once they're in the country compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. And the cherry on top is I could definitely name an American man that hasn't, stayed away from crime, somebody that's been found guilty of not one, not two, but 34 felonies and held liable for rape, and that would be Trump, the president you voted to have in the Oval Office.
So I thought that he didn't get convicted.
Yep, he was convicted of 34 felonies.
Oh, see, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So where do we go from here, Emily? Do you want to respond to a handful of my thoughts there?
Well, I mean, a lot of things that I'm hearing I don't really like or agree with. But like I said, I'm like 50-50. I've voted Democrat before. I've also voted Republican. So I'm just trying to figure out why everybody doesn't like Trump because I don't really follow too much. I've been just doing research here lately. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I gave you a bunch of really good reasons to not support mass deportation. It really hurts our country's economy. It really destabilizes American industries, which is obviously placing America last. You tell us that you care about manufacturing and whatnot. That's something that Donald Trump ran on. Mass deportation destroys American manufacturing. And then even about crime, undocumented immigrants are just significantly less likely to commit crimes once they're in the country. But I just don't really believe that you care too much about crime because you put a criminal in the Oval Office. And those are my general thoughts around mass deportation. You told me it's something you support, so if you want to respond to any of my points there, that'd be fine. Or if you just want to make a new argument for why it's a good thing, that's also fine.
Well, now that I see that it's only like 1%, like now that like I said, I've been reading articles here lately, trying to educate myself a little better into it as I do other lives as well. So I'm trying to figure out which way I should lean more to.
Okay, and then you also said that you supported Trump because of abortion, right?
Well, yeah, the AB because Kamala, I can't say her name. Kamala, yeah, Kamala was all for AB. I'm like pro-life with exceptions, medical exceptions.
Okay, so you think that it should be banned in elective circumstances. Why is that?
because I don't think that a woman should be able to go out, have smecks, and then because of her bad choice, be able to go to a clinic and unalive her child because she thinks she can't do this and her world's over.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna have to mute you while I'm talking here because you have quite a loud noise in the background. Basically, the reduction of your argument is that you think that women that engage in sex are super irresponsible. It was a bad choice to engage in sex if they didn't want to have a kid. So we should punish them by forcing them to have a kid. And then we should punish the kid by forcing them to have a parent that doesn't want them. You know, this is why we see in pro-life areas, we have higher levels of poverty, lower levels of employment, lower levels of pay, lower qualities of lives, because you're basically just setting up our future for failure. You're shifting the family dynamic away from adults that are well off, that desire to have children, that want to start a family, into forcing 18, 19, and 20-year-old men and women into being parents without their consent, against their will, thereby also forcing unwanted children into unready households. It is seriously unfair to everyone. And it's all because you uphold different values in the context of romance, intimacy, and sex than many American adults, not just women, men and women, that don't see sex as serving the only purpose of reproduction.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I feel like that adoption's always an option too. So like if these people who can't take care or do something, I think there was like the last time I looked, it was like 1.2 million people on a waiting list for adoption. So if you can't do something, why not just give it to a loving family that can? And you can have these people vetted and everything.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly dystopian and scary to suggest that we should be forcing women to use their bodies as incubators against their will to create children for families that want one. I think that's incredibly dystopian. That's not a world that I'd want to live in. That's not a world I think you should want to live in either. And then on the flip side of that coin, you told us that adoption is always an option. So adoption is an alternative towards raising a kid. It's not an alternative for pregnancy in of itself. And I don't know why so many people on the right, so many pro-lifers seem to forget that women that get abortions do it not just because they don't want to raise a child, but also because they don't have to be forced to endure pregnancy and go through the mental and physical trauma and turmoil, plus giving birth. I mean, it seems really self-evident to me.
So would you say they go through a mental issue after the process of an AB? Because either way you go there, you're going to have emotional turmoil.
Oh, okay. So now if you're saying that we should ban it because of potential emotional turmoil, are you basically saying that you know better than every other woman and you should be able to make their decisions for them?
No, that's not what I said. I just said
Okay,
that
so then maybe we
there's
shouldn't
emotional
suggest that
turmoil.
because that is what you're suggesting. Because when you say that you think that it's possible that abortion will yield some emotional turmoil for some people in some circumstances, and it'd be better for them to just simply go through the pregnancy and give birth and raise that kid, you're basically saying that you know better than them, and you think you should be able to make that decision for them legally and force them to abide by your will and your suppositions. And it's funny because this just once again definitely demonstrates my point, to be clear, that it's not really about the child, it's about the woman. Your argument is all about the woman, saying that the woman is going to be worse off if she gets an abortion, so you want to force her into doing something else.
I didn't say she would be worse. Now you're putting words in my mouth. I simply stated, I said that there's emotional turmoil on either side that you go.
Okay, 1 second. Everybody in my chat spamming fourth repost. What is your fourth repost? BRB gonna sneak into Mexico illegally, get welfare benefits, free healthcare from their government, wave the American flag, burn the Mexican flag, throw rocks at cops, burn vehicles, and then say the Mexican flag is a fascist for trying to stop me. Wow. Okay. So those are definitely some thoughts on undocumented immigrants there. So point number one, you said get welfare benefits and free healthcare from their government. In response to point number one, undocumented immigrants actually can't claim any federal benefits, yet they pay $100 billion per year in taxes. They're economic providers. They put more into the economy than they take out. Your second point was wave the American flag and burn the Mexican flag. So now you're apparently trying to criticize some individuals for exercising their right to free speech. That is a protected activity under the First Amendment per a ruling from SCOTUS in the 70s. It's funny because people on the right like to scream and shout about how bad the left is for free speech, but look at you now. But once again, I mean, I don't think that you'd have any evidence to suggest that undocumented immigrants are just burning the flags because they hate the country. It's probably more so a demonstration against the leadership of the country that is illegally deporting immigrants to be beaten and tortured and starved for 3 weeks in Secot in El Salvador, like Abrigo Garcia. And then once again, you follow that point up by saying they throw rocks at cops, burn vehicles, etc., etc. I thought we already went over this point. All American citizens are significantly more likely to commit crimes compared to undocumented immigrants, 2.5 times more likely to commit violent crimes, and 3 to 3.5 times more likely to commit property and petty crimes. So all important points there for consideration. Just kind of describing how your last repost there is purely propaganda.
My last repost, what I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I read it and then I debunked it because everybody in the chat has been talking about the fourth repost. I'll read it again. Your fourth repost says, BRB, I'm going to illegally sneak into Mexico, get welfare benefits and free healthcare from their government, wave the American flag, burn the Mexican flag, throw rocks at cops, burn
I didn't
vehicles.
post that.
What's that?
I did not post that.
You reposted it.
What do you... I don't even know what a repost is. Like,
You could like reshare something on your page.
oh, you're talking about like on my actual page? No, that's a TikTok live that people were talking on my live.
I don't even think she knows what we're talking about here. No, it's like, so you know how there's like posts that will show up on your For You page? You could like then repost those and they show up on your account.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what one you're talking about. I'm sorry. That's why I was like, I'm confused.
Okay. Well, I guess if you could respond to my points on abortion, maybe after that we could go over more of those points specifically.
Well, I just feel like we're going to disagree completely on the abortion thing, which is okay. That's fine with me.
So why do you think it's wrong to kill the fetus?
Because that's a child. You know, that's a whole...
It's a child?
That's a whole nother... Yeah, that's a baby that you're just going to unalive because you don't want it.
Okay, so you're saying that it's wrong to kill the fetus because it's wrong.
I mean, yeah, they've got heartbeats. They've got, like, feelings in there, like...
Feelings?
All this stuff. Feelings? I mean, yeah, have you not watched the process of an AB? Like...
So if you're using quote-unquote feelings to determine the wrongness of abortion, well, feelings are always predicated on subjective experiences, a sense of sentience and or consciousness. To self-actualize those feelings is to have a subjective experience. Now, scientists tell us that subjective experiences can only begin to occur at low levels between 20 and 24 weeks due to thymocortical connections. So if that is your standard, and your standard would be necessarily, if that's your standard, and your standard can only occur if they're sentient, and sentience can only occur at 20 through 24 weeks, this just means that you don't think that abortion is wrong before 20 through 24 weeks, making you pro-choice.
Oh, no. I don't think you should be able to do it, period, even if you find out at 5 weeks.
Okay, so then why did you tell me that it's wrong because it has a heart and feelings, even though you think it's wrong if it doesn't have a heart or feelings?
A woman doesn't find out until she's pregnant until like 4 to 5 weeks. At that point, it already has a heartbeat.
Actually, a heartbeat occurs around 7, but it doesn't matter because you already told us you would still think it would be wrong at like 2 or 3 weeks.
It is at 5 weeks. I could hear my child's heartbeat at 5 weeks. You can see it on the ultrasound and everything. So it occurs at 5 weeks, and most women do not find out till they're 4 to 6.
So do you think that killing it would be wrong at like 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think anytime if it's for elective reasons.
So then I was right. So the heartbeat and the feelings don't matter. So then why is it fucking wrong?
Heartbeat does matter. At that point, it's got life in it. It's a life that you're just going to unalive because you don't want to take care of it.
My friend, you told me it was wrong before it has a heartbeat, meaning the heartbeat is not relevant to determining why you think it is wrong.
Nobody finds out between 1 to 3 weeks.
It doesn't matter because you think it'd be wrong to kill it at that point. We're just simply doing an observation on why you think the action of killing a fetus is wrong. The heartbeat is not relevant to why you think it is wrong because you still would think that it's wrong before it has a heartbeat.
So, do you think that the child, well, I will say fetus. We'll do it like you're saying, fetus. If you think the fetus, do you think the fetus has two like chromosomes to making itself up? Does it have its own DNA at 6 weeks?
It has its own DNA at the moment of conception.
Exactly. So, how come that we can unalive DNA, which is what we're made of, because we just we just want to.
So you're asking me why it's wrong to kill unicellular organisms? Or are you asking me why I think it's okay to kill unicellular organisms? Well, I mean, I think that we very frequently kill unicellular organisms. I want to brush my teeth, and in the process, I kill trillions, no, billions of unicellular organisms.
A fetus is not an organism. It's a child.
It's not an organism, it's a child. Ma'am, what is an organism?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I've got a child, so if I mute, it's because she's being loud and I'm not trying to disturb.
So I want to be clear here. You're saying that it's a child. Okay, well, I want to show you a picture of what you are calling a child, just to be clear that we're talking about the same thing here. For everybody in the meantime over on TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out this live, etc. Y'all already know it. Give me a second here, ma'am. Give me a second here. I'm pulling up a picture. Quite frankly, I am pulling up a picture right now.
No, if I was on Google, guys, my picture would be gone.
Okay, everyone just be patient. Do be patient in the meantime while I'm trying to pull up a picture. You guys. Take it a while. Looking for
anyway,
a
I mean,
zygote.
if you wanted to debate someone else, that's perfectly fine. I don't
No,
think we're ever
I don't want to. I want to debate you. Okay. So I just want to be clear. You think that this is a child?
Hold on. The gifts, it keeps. Can you move it to like the right of your? Yeah, there you go.
You think that that's a child?
What is that?
It's a zygote.
And when does that occur? What is that like?
This is after the moment of conception. It's a zygote. It's the first stage of human development.
Okay, so yeah, technically it's gonna develop into a child, and it's on,
But is this a child right here? Is this a child right now already?
The creation of one.
So is it or is it not?
Technically, yes.
Okay, so I deceived you. This is bacteria that grows in your gut. Do you typically get deceived into telling people that you think bacteria that grows in your gut are children? That's never happened to me before.
I don't know
that's never happened. I've never been. So wait. So you're telling me that you don't know what a child looks like?
Well, yeah, but like I said again.
Wait. If you know what a child looks like, then you would have known that's not a child, regardless of what I told you.
Well, you said that you told me it was the beginning of the thing, so I'm going off of what you said.
I know, so I deceived you, but so the question is, do you typically get deceived into calling gut bacteria children?
Well, no, because no one's ever showed me a picture and tried to say it was a zygote. So I thought you were being serious, but if you wanted to lie, that's cool.
Well, do you just understand how that on its own is a little insane? Like getting deceived into calling gut bacteria a child. I don't think anybody would ever be able to deceive me into calling the bacteria that grows in my intestine a child. What about the people watching? Would you guys ever be able to get deceived into calling the bacteria that grows in your intestine a child? I don't know. It's I don't know if that could ever happen to me. Why is it happening to you?
Well, I don't know, because I typically try to give everyone a benefit of the doubt when they have something coming out of their mouth.
Right. So, I mean, I don't really know where to go from here, because I'm going to be honest. Like, your pro-life argument...
Yeah, I don't think...
One second, Emily. Just allow me to talk. Your pro-life argument is not only incredibly baseless, but it's just like purely predicated on like emotions. Like you have an incredibly emotional position. You haven't like given me an argument. You haven't given me a reason why it's wrong to kill the fetus. We tried to explore your reason. You literally couldn't give me more than a sentence, and it's just reduced down to you think it's wrong because you think it's wrong. And at the end of the day, you think that you could use such a circular position to demonstrate why it is okay to legally restrict women's access to health care. I just simply ask you, well, do you have any critique of the people in American history that have used incredibly baseless and circular positions in order to justify other forms of infringement upon people's rights? If you're saying it's wrong because it's wrong, therefore we should be able to restrict women's access, what's the logical distinction between this and a white supremacist saying a black individual going into a quote-unquote white-owned business is wrong because it's wrong, therefore we should restrict their access? There's no logical distinction. You're both just operating off of what you think and how you feel. I think it's time to care about facts, rationale, and logic, and I just simply don't see any logical way to demonstrate why we should restrict women and girls' access to abortion. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Just give me an argument instead of your emotions.
Probably more moral because I really like it's probably morally because it's morally just not okay. It's just not okay.
Right, but you have to give an argument for things when you think they're morally wrong. You can't just say something's morally wrong. You have to give an argument.
Well, okay, so the reason that I feel like it's morally wrong is because it's a child. I feel as if it's a child.
Wait. That's not an argument though, because define child.
I don't know a child.
Okay, so basically you define child as I don't know. So you're saying I think it's morally wrong because I don't know.
No, I think it's morally wrong because it's a baby who's going to come into this world, and you should not be allowed to unalive.
Now define baby.
Okay, so a baby is a baby.
A baby's a baby. You can't use the term in the definition.
Okay, so you want the actual definition of a baby?
Yes, I want you to define baby. Yes.
Okay.
Holy shit. Oh my goodness. While she's looking for that, Keegan, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, saying listening to you while I do yard work, keep cooking up. I appreciate you, but I won't. Okay, so you think it's wrong to kill it because it's human?
It's a human offspring.
Okay, so do you just always think it's wrong to kill humans?
Yeah, can I unalive somebody and not get in trouble for it?
So do you think that when doctors pull the plugs on brain dead patients in the hospital that they're committing murder because they're unaliving a human?
No, like I said, medical exemptions. Like medical is different than just going out and unaliving a child because you was a hoe and you didn't do what you were supposed to.
Right, and then see, it just goes right back to the internalized misogyny. I'm going to have really fun just demonstrating how STUPID that last position was. You're telling us that it's okay for a doctor to kill a brain dead patient because it's a medical exemption as they're a medical health professional. So, by the way, all that this tells me is that it's okay for women to get abortions because doctors perform abortions under your view, making them a medical exemption as it's performed by a medical health provider. And by the way, so you just called women hoes that engage in intercourse and get pregnant, that don't want to be pregnant. So let me ask you this question. How many children have you had?
I have one, and I'm married.
And how many times have you engaged in intercourse?
Within my marriage, so many times.
How about outside of your marriage?
About 5.
Really? So you're telling me that you've had intercourse substantially more than you've had a child. This means that you've had intercourse when you didn't plan to have a child. Does this mean that you're a hoe in accordance with your own view?
Technically, I mean, that was my hoe phase, yeah.
Dude, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Even with even with your husband. Even with your husband. Like, even inside of your marriage. Okay, like, dude, go on. This is ridiculous.
And
even inside of your marriage, you have had intercourse outside of an attempt to plan to have a child, because you have one child. You've had intercourse many more times than you've had a child, in accordance with your definition, because you've had intercourse with your husband on many more scenarios than when you were attempting to have a child. Does this make you an HOE?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that women can engage in intercourse without an intention of reproduction, without being an HOE? So then how come you just tried to say any woman that does engage in intercourse without an intention to reproduce and then gets pregnant is an HOE?
You got a point. Yeah, you got a point.
So where do we go from here, Emily?
I don't know. I don't think we'll agree.
Me neither. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Isaiah, thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you for the 10. Isaiah says, you're my favorite person, Dean. Ra, I love you. I love you too, Isaiah. Thank you for being here today. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for the contribution as well. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see who else here. I'd also like to quickly thank Bree for the $20 over on Venmo. Bree says had an abortion at 6 weeks. It resulted in way less emotional turmoil than the abortion itself. The abortion resulted in relief. I couldn't afford another child. Yeah, no, absolutely, Bree. There's so many circumstances of women getting abortions and saving themselves emotional turmoil. And she was rejecting that early on in her argument, which made no goddamn sense. As well as Hazel, thank you for the $10, is saying, asking if Kirk is still refusing to debate me. Yep, he sure is. Thank you for the 10. Welcome in. What is going on? Bobby, go ahead and unmute that mic for me, man. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
He's doing a great job.
No, he's doing a terrible job. Boo, Bobby, you suck.
On what metrics is he doing a terrible job?
For sure, GDP growth, the annualized rate of growth today is 1.2% according to the feds. Meanwhile, last year is 2.5%. We also see in the first quarter of this year, GDP went down. In the second quarter of this year, 52% of companies in the S&P 500 reported lower profit margins. Another metric that we see is doing a terrible job is that for the last 2.5 years under Biden, we had an exploding level of investment into American manufacturing. Ever since Donald Trump got inaugurated, it's gone down. Another way that he's had a terrible job is once again from what the Fed reported 2 days ago when they told us that his tariffs are inflationary. Another metric that would demonstrate he's been doing a terrible job
None of
is
these are
maybe
backed
some
up
of
by
his...
facts.
What's that?
None of these are backed up by facts. Last month, they said GDP growth was going to be 3.4% for the year. Tariffs are bringing in billions of dollars.
Can you show
Over
me
10
that?
years. The partisan CBO even said it's going to bring in $4 trillion.
No, to your first
Now
point, saying that last month the Fed said the annualized rate of growth for the GDP this year would be 3.4%. Can you show me that?
Yeah. I got to go to my computer.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just interested. Because if you could demonstrate that a month ago they said that the annualized level of growth for our economy would be 3.4%, and now today they're saying that the annualized rate of growth for the economy would be 1.2%, seemingly Donald Trump has really fucked things up in the last 30 days.
And they also didn't say, they keep saying inflation may come after tariffs,
Well,
but
don't pivot.
we haven't seen that
Don't
yet through
pivot.
the CPO.
I don't know why you're pivoting.
It takes a look up.
Yeah, but no, please show me that where the Federal Reserve said 30 days ago that the annualized rate of growth of the economy would be that percent. Yo, first and foremost, Emily, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Saying that she's giving us Emily's a bad name. Keep cooking, Dean. Thank you for the love, Emily. As well as Wayne. Oh my gosh, man. Wayne, thank you so much for the love over on Venmo. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness Christ. Wayne said, I'll make sure. I won't share too many specifics, but Wayne, thank you so much for your kindness, man. That is so incredibly kind of you. If everybody could please show some love to Wayne down below in that comment section. Thank you so much, man. Show some love to Wayne down below, you guys. Let's get a couple thousand Wayne W's down below in that chat. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, Wayne, dude. We love Wayne here. Wayne is a really awesome guy. Wayne is a really awesome guy. Thank you so much, Wayne.
So the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis has reported that the real GDP rose to a 3.0% annual rate, rebounding after a sharp contraction of Q1. And so we're looking at kind of just the quarters now because of how how uncertain the Fed is about tariffs. And we're seeing from them 3.0%. We're seeing from the Fed, projected 1.4, Philly survey of the Fed 1.7, Atlanta Fed 2.3.
Okay, so it doesn't look like I was wrong. I gave you the data from the Feds, and you're telling me that there's data from other institutions that would report differently.
Yes, and we see that a lot of times with Trump. It's always a might be in the future and that the sky's falling. And then every time this has happened in the past, Trump turns out to be pretty spot on what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We see this with he's going to take away all our AB rights. He's a constitutional crisis every week.
He is a constitutional crisis.
The shelves.
Wait, everything that you just said was true. Point number one, he's going to take away abortion rights. Yeah, he did. In 10 of our states, victims of rape can't even access abortion. Right now, 66 million American women and girls don't have access to elective abortions in 28 of our states. Your second point, which I actually find to be the most entertaining of a conversation, saying that, oh, he's a constitutional crisis. He fucking is. He's been passing executive orders that explicitly violate the Constitution. On day one, he passed executive order number 14160, which attempted to take birthright citizenship away from the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil. That was unconstitutional. And he's still pushing for getting it to be legal. He's still pushing it for judges to ignore it. He's still pushing for SCOTUS to ignore it. How can you support him when he absolutely is attempting to take power away from Congress to change the Constitution, to take power away from SCOTUS to interpret the Constitution, to put that power into his own hands to amend it to his liking, such as he did with the executive order I just referenced?
Because the executive orders are a tool given by the Constitution. SCOTUS is now it's on the docket for birthright citizenship to be argued. And I think it probably over the fall session or whatever. So, I mean, he's following the law. They're allowed
He's not following
executive
the
orders.
law. They're not allowed to sign executive orders into law that are unconstitutional.
Then they're going to be argued in the courts, and he's winning a lot of the activist judges.
It's already been argued in the court. There's not an argument that executive order is constitutional. Give me one.
Executive order, birthright citizenship.
Yeah, give me an argument that somehow the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil are not entitled to birthright citizenship. There's not one.
There absolutely is one.
So then what is it?
Like, you want a court case, or you want the court case name?
There's actually not a court case to demonstrate that it's constitutional to take birthright citizenship away from the children of undocumented immigrants. So I don't know why you'd suggest that. I was more so just asking for a legal argument. But I mean, you're offering me a court case to demonstrate that it's legal. Okay, give it to me. There's not one.
It's going to take a second.
I could save you the time. There's not one. Every single time we've talked about the 14th Amendment inside of a courtroom, they've always concluded that either one, the children of undocumented immigrants are entitled to the protections under the 14th by proxy of their definitions, or two, they're explicitly entitled to protections under the 14th Amendment per decisions of SCOTUS rulings such as Plyer v. Doe in 1982, where they determined that undocumented immigrants do have access to the Equal Protections Clause of the 14th, given that they are subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. law, meaning by proxy they'd also have access to the protections offered under the first section of the 14th Amendment, which would be birthright citizenship.
I'm happy you know the law so much. We wish you were Trump supporters, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm still trying to look up this court case. Birthrights. There was multiple news stories about how this is going to be challenged at the Supreme Court in the next few months.
There's no challenge. There's just no challenge. So while you're looking that up, I'll read you. I'll read you the birthright citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment. Let's go ahead and read this together. Here we go. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. Are the children of undocumented immigrants persons? Yeah. Are they born on American soil? Well, that was implied. So therefore, they're entitled to citizenship. It's just, it's what it says, man. There's no legal argument, because a legal argument would contradict the clear text of the Constitution. That's why it's explicitly and clearly unconstitutional. Common sense, man. I like to talk about common sense so much, but then when something is actually commonsensical, you deny it.
Yeah, but the Constitution's open to interpretation, and that's what the Supreme Court's going to do in Trump v. Casa, and kind of what they're determining right now. Can we think of other countries as examples?
It's already been interpreted. So you're saying that it's open to interpretation. The one part of the 14th Amendment that could be interpreted to possibly mean that the children of undocumented immigrants don't have birthright citizenship is going to be the subject to the jurisdiction thereof notion.
Right.
Because you're only subject to citizenship if you're born in the soil, and you're subject to the jurisdiction thereof. But in the 19th century, in the United States versus Wong Kim Ark, they explicitly defined that there are only a few categories of individuals that are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, right? Foreign
Yes.
diplomats, because the laws literally don't apply to them. Foreign militant invading forces, like another country's military. Well, that's not realistic. We don't see that often. And then the third category was indigenous Americans, but of course that was then later updated with federal law. So we know that undocumented immigrants and their children don't fall into any of those three categories that were explicitly set forth in the U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark case, meaning that we
Okay.
know that they're subject to the jurisdiction thereof, and that ruling was upheld in 1982. And once again, I'll re-reference it, Plyer v. Doe, where the SCOTUS explicitly concluded that undocumented immigrants do have access to the Equal Protections Clause of the 14th. But in order
Right.
to have access to the Equal Protections Clause of the 14th, you also have to be subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
Okay. But yeah, so it's still not defined
It
if
is.
illegal should have birthright citizen. What other country
It is.
allows people to just come in and be tourist, be like a birth tourist? That's wild,
It's not. I don't
and
understand.
it could game the system.
What kind of argument is this? So you're now saying that he wasn't trying to illegally circumvent Congress, the Constitution, and SCOTUS because for whatever reason of no other country does it, then it's legal here.
He didn't.
I'm all over the place. But if you're curious, several actually. So birthright citizenship didn't start in America. Do you know where it started?
No, I do not.
England, right? It was common law of England. It was called jus soli. And jus soli meant if you were born on the king's soil, then you were one of his subjects. Now, when we had people go from England to America and set up the colonies, they adopted the same common law of jus soli, where if you're born on the soil, you're a citizen. Now, eventually, that was challenged in the Dred Scott case, where we had a very racist Scottish judge try to deny birthright citizenship to enslaved individuals. So then they codified it into the 14th Amendment, marking the end of the Civil War.
Right. Hey, and by the way, they didn't determine whether that executive order was unconstitutional. They didn't rule on that yet.
I never said they did. I said that federal
So
courts
that's kind of
determine it's unconstitutional, and I said that there's no legal argument determined that it is constitutional, and that prior rulings from SCOTUS have already given us a very clear, evident, and necessary interpretation that it is unconstitutional today in accordance with rulings that have already been made.
they're still allowing that executive order to be in effect, though.
Well, they
Other
allowed it to
than
be in effect in some part of the countries by making a ruling that nationwide injunctions are illegal, not that his executive
right.
order was legal. And once again,
So
this
it's
tells us nothing about the legality of the EO.
and so eventually they're going to have to argue the legality of this EO in another case.
So do you think that SCOTUS has to argue that it's illegal or illegal in order for it to be legal or illegal?
I think the president's representatives with the other side's representatives will argue in front of the Supreme Court. Yeah.
Okay, so you're already mistaken. We know that it's illegal because of the rulings of the federal judges, and we know that it's illegal because of the rulings that SCOTUS
Certain
has
Democrat
already made.
judges, certain Democratic judges are taking that
It's
policy.
not just democratic, it's just common sense. Once again, I've asked you to describe a legal argument that it's legal, and you haven't been able to give it to me because there's none.
I mean, they're making it right now.
Okay, what is it? What is the legal argument that undocumented immigrants and their children born on American soil don't have birthright citizenship per the 14th?
Because the
There's not one.
jurisdiction, the jurisdiction thereof, or that clause,
Yeah, what does that mean?
subject to the laws in the country, basically.
Okay, undocumented immigrants are subject to the laws of the country. That's what makes it legally
Yeah, but
allowed
but
for
they're
them to be
breaking.
deported.
Yeah, but they're breaking laws to get into this country too, and
so-
they don't have as much rights as
You just said
as
that they
free
just broke the
slaves
law, meaning
or
they're subject to the.
diplomats.
You could only break the law if you're subject to the law. Like for
No,
instance,
you could.
like for instance, can we agree that like foreign diplomats are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof? That's because they can't like break most laws. It's because they're not subject to the laws. In order for you to be able to break a law, you have to be subject to it first.
It's a vague clause that we need better interpretation from the Supreme Court in it to rule
False.
on.
It's
I think
actually
that's
not
what-
vague at all. They made it explicitly
To your
clear what it meant.
interpretation,
And
sure.
no, to the interpretation of SCOTUS in the U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark case of 1892.
Why didn't the Supreme Court strike down this case then?
Probably because they've been putting off since they don't want to make a ruling that's so opposed to the Trump administration. You could like think through like multiple reasons. Not to mention that SCOTUS doesn't make rulings on a lot of stuff. Like for instance, they were formally asked to make a ruling on the legality or lack thereof of gay marriage in accordance with the Constitution. Are you saying because they haven't made a ruling on that the legality of gay marriage is vague? No, it's just because they just want to push it off or probably never do it at all, so they're not like upsetting a bunch of people. I don't know. I think that's an insufficient argument in demonstrating that what I say is true. Not to mention that once again, what subject to the jurisdiction thereof means is not vague at all. They explicitly define what that means in U.S. versus Juan Mark of 1892.
Sometimes I am upset with the Supreme Court and how they don't rule all the way on Trump's side about defunding certain NIH, DEI grants, and things like that. They're really getting like Gorsuch is getting upset that the district courts aren't listening to the Supreme Court's rulings, and how Trump, once they form an injunction against him, Trump has gone to the Supreme Court and won the majority of his cases so far. We've seen in those injunctions as well.
So is your argument because he's won a majority of the cases so far that he's going to win this one too? You're still, I mean, that's a tale of legal defense. I don't know what to tell you. I've told you exactly why undocumented immigrants and their children born on American soil are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, do have a right to birthright citizenship. I've asked you to give a single clear argument that would demonstrate that they aren't. I've given you multiple clear arguments that demonstrates that they have, not just from federal courts and federal judges, but from SCOTUS and their case law already. It seems like you're losing bigly.
Yeah, illegals shouldn't have as many rights if they come here to gain birthright citizenship. I think that incentivizes terrible behavior, criminality, open borders.
You're already now like shifting the goalpost. I don't know what to tell you, man. Because remember, you were the one that posited it was not unconstitutional. I'm the one that argued it is
and I was right about that.
Constitutional. You were not right about that.
The Supreme Court didn't overturn it as unconstitutional yet.
Okay.
What he's doing with his executive order.
Okay, so federal judges ruled that it was unconstitutional, and
activist
SCOTUS
district judges ruled.
Okay, so you're saying that their rulings were wrong. Give me a clear argument that would describe how their rulings were wrong.
I haven't prepared this like it's my own legal case.
So then how do you know they're wrong? Because I told you how they're right.
Because common sense.
Common sense. Oh, let's go! Yo, we reduced this guy down that came up here with the data, the statistics, the numbers, all the arguments. He was like wrapping in data from the feds about GDP growth, and now we've reduced him all the way down to common sense. Come on, bro, you're better than this. You came up here prepared with stats about GDP growth. You came up here prepared with numbers and figures, which tells me you already know that just saying common sense isn't doing shit, little bro.
You're a good debater, and you know your legal arguments. One day, maybe you'll be a Republican and come to the good side.
Well, I mean, you're not really giving me a compelling argument that I should be a Republican if you're just basically throwing out rulings on the constitutionality of the Trump administration as activist liberal rulings that are wrong with no reason why. That is a very unconvincing position if you want me to be on your side.
That's true. It would take me, like an hour, half hour to make like a decent legal argument and get some of the case law.
I swear to God, I'll bring you back up in 30 minutes to an hour if you want to go try to find one.
I probably just won't come back up. It was very nice talking to you, though. I appreciate your time.
Have a good rest of your day. But seriously, if you want to, I'll bring you back up. If you want to spend the next hour researching like an argument that somehow that executive order is legal, I will happily bring you back up once you're done with that research. I actually really enjoy talking about the 14th Amendment and the rights that it grants to whom. But let's go ahead and move on to the next guest, guys. Hop in that queue. If you support Trump, I'll happily bring you up here. We got that next guest loaded in right now, guys. Going to put a MAGA with your age down below if you do want to join. As well as, let's see here quickly. Arctic, thank you for the 14 Canadian dollars over on Super Chat. Thank you, Arctic. That is incredibly kind of you. Arctic said, I love this dude admitted at the start of this debate that people who actually know the law don't support Trump. He said, Dean, I'm glad you know so much about the law. I wish you supported Trump. Yeah. Most legal scholars are not a big fan of Trump. And the reasons why are pretty self-evident. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. Hop in that queue if you want to come up here and have a conversation with me about why you support Trump. We got that HVAC downloaded in. As well as you want to support, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. As well as Curtis, thank you for the $8 over on Venmo. Thank you, Curtis. That's very kind of you, man. Leah with a 2. Then Rowdy, thank you for the $10. Show some love to Rowdy down below. Rowdy says, glad somebody's speaking the truth. Thank you so much, man. As well as Misty with a 5 and Sophia with a 5. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys. You are awesome. Okay. All right. As well as Matthew, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. Saying, team, can I blame Trump for the fact that I've spent $450 on Labubu's? Yes. Welcome in, Jason. Do you support Trump?
I do.
And how old are you? Well, you sound old enough. Jason, why the hell do you support Trump as president? He's a very bad president.
Well, he's my president, so I have respect for whoever the leader of our country is. I do have a quick question for you, though.
Can I respond to your first little argument there about you should support the president just because they're the president?
Sure. I mean, so I just want you to be careful. Are you saying? I hope you're not voicing that our country should rebel against our president, but.
When you say rebel, do you just mean voice support against if they're doing bad things? And if so, we should definitely rebel against the president.
No, I just think that it's okay to criticize our president, but I think at the end of the day, we should respect him. It's all right to criticize who he is, but,
Oh, no. So, I mean, I don't know about you, man. I personally will never, respect a rapist. I'll personally never respect somebody that is boasted about perfect on kids. I'll never respect somebody that has fulfilled all 14 tenets of fascism. And it's
Like I
funny
said,
because you expect us to respect him so much, but why don't you expect him to respect us so much?
Okay. Like I said, I don't respect him as a person. I respect his jurisdiction. I respect his position. He's in that position. Obviously, we can criticize his character. He doesn't have the best character.
Okay. Now it's the position. I respect the office of the
I
presidency.
said that from the
That's why.
beginning.
So I respect the office of the presidency, and that's
I did.
actually
I
one of the
hope
many
you do.
reasons why I don't respect Trump, because he's putting quite the blemish on it.
Interesting. I do want to say something real quick, though. Your friend Parker owes me $50.
You the
Little
alien?
scam.
Are you the aliens enemy? Are you the aliens immigrants guy?
I am indeed. So what are we gonna do about that, Dean? I just want to know in front of 9,000 people. What are we gonna do?
You said aliens.
Oh, did I? So do you want to play it? You want to play it right now? I think that'd be funny.
You said aliens. Yeah, you
I think
did.
we both know I didn't.
You said aliens. Yes, you
Pretty
did.
sad, 'cause that day I also donated to him. I also donated to him that day, and I was like, "Hey, look,
Okay, we're here to talk about. We're here.
yeah, we'll talk about Trump.
We're here to talk about why you support Trump.
You're right, but I just want to say your friend is a real scammer, man. That's it's pretty sad. Because I've seen other guys make bets with him and pay him outright, and the one time he goes against him, he's all. But anyways, we'll let that go.
Wait. If you don't like people because they scam people, hasn't Donald Trump been found guilty in multiple fraud cases of defrauding students at Trump University, literally scamming them, or how he rug pulled his meme coin? The market cap dropped by 57% overnight. He made $25 billion and his supporters lost billions.
Really defend that. You're right. I mean, I can't defend that Trump coin. Also, because I don't know that much about it, but from the little I do know, it's undefendable. So I'll concede on that part. Not that I ever argued on behalf of it, but I'll concede there. But I will say, so I guess let me talk on the premise of abortion. I respect this policy there. I respect him getting rid of Roe v. Wade and leaving it up to the states. So that's my position. I don't know if you want to critique that.
Yeah, sure. I completely disagree with the position. I don't think that human rights should be left up to the states, and I think that infringing upon a woman's access to abortion is a human rights violation.
Okay, so I mean, do you at least agree that there previously has been, so do you think something like that should just be easy to access? I really don't think.
Should it be easy to access abortion? Yeah, as easy as possible.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
That is insanity.
don't
You think it
think
should be
that's
as easy as you think abortion should be as easy as buying a bag of chips from your local supermarket?
I think that all healthcare should be as easy to access as possible.
No. I'm getting rid of a fetus or baby. You think that should be as easy as buying a bag of chips from your local supermarket? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I wish it could be easier.
Wow. Okay. And so you don't think giving that sort of power to anyone? You don't think that you don't see anything wrong with that? You don't see that potentially being abused at all?
When you say abused, what do you mean?
Well, let's say you know, meet a girl and at a bar and you guys, you know, do whatever it is you do. You know, a couple weeks later she says, "Oh, I'm pregnant." And you're like, "Okay, well, I don't really know you. It was just a one-time thing. Let's just get rid of it." You think that, you know, it's okay to just get rid of it?
Yeah, duh.
I think that's sick
Why?
because it's a potential life there.
It's a potential life?
Sure.
So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not a life yet? So you give
well, technically, I
wait,
mean,
wait, wait, wait.
the
Wait,
scientific
wait, wait.
definition is,
You said it's a potential life, meaning it's not a life yet.
well, I'm going to go into my
So you want to
position.
give a non-life the right to life?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm gonna go into my position. So obviously, the scientific definition is life begins at conception. You know,
So
but
then
I've
it's not a
heard,
potential life, it's an actual life.
right, but then I've heard your position before that I believe you don't believe it's a life up until what 20 something weeks,
No, I
correct?
think that life starts at the moment of conception. I just don't think it's a valuable life.
So what's the difference? So okay, so how do you value life then? Doesn't you so
Uh,
you don't think life did that position doesn't make sense. So you're saying okay wait, I want to hear your position fully before I critique it.
Yeah, I don't think that it's our like species classification or DNA or genome that makes us morally valuable. I think it's our ability to, like possess like to be a person, to possess like a psychosocial like
You,
profile, and to experience subjective experiences, to interact with the world around us. I think that's what makes us
you
valuable.
don't think someone
I
that's
think
brain
this
dead?
is clear. You know, like if a child dies, I'm not crying because I lost a member of my species. I'm crying because we lost like a innocent life that was like learning more and in their experiences and questioning the world around them and growing up. It's like not because of their DNA, their genome, or their species, right?
It doesn't. So you don't believe. So you don't value someone that's brain dead under
Precisely.
your.
I don't think that somebody that's brain dead has the right to life.
Wow.
You don't either. Do you think that doctors that pull the
What do you
plugs
mean I
on brain
don't
dead
either?
patients
How do you know?
do you think that doctors that pull the plugs on brain dead patients are murderers?
No, because they're letting nature take its course. They're on the machinery for a reason. The machinery is what's keeping them alive. If they take them off the plug, they're letting nature take it.
I don't think that that would be why it's not murder. If I have a pacemaker that
That's
keeps my heart
exactly why
beating
it would be.
and somebody hacks into my pacemaker and shuts it off, my heart stops beating and I die. Are they a murderer? Because under your view, they
If
wouldn't
they
be a
hack
murderer.
it,
They'd
if
just
they
be
hack it,
letting nature
yeah.
take
If
its
the motive
course.
behind it, of course, yeah. If the motive behind it is to intentionally, I mean, if they hack it without, illegally having any, jurisdiction to have a say on it, then of course, yeah, that's murder, 100%.
So
But
basically,
if
at the end of
you're
the day,
the
you're telling us that the distinction of what makes an act murder or not is if it's legal or illegal. So in a
in that
state,
specific case,
in a state where abortion is legal, like Colorado, abortion's not murder under your view.
no, hold on. In the specific case of that brain dead patient,
So you're special
yes,
pleading.
not necessarily, but you have to.
You
I
said
mean,
in this specific case, but in others no.
first of all, we are going to special plea because legally, yeah, they're two totally separate cases. So I'm not going to come. We're not going to, draw parallels between the two.
I mean, I think that we can draw a parallel between the two. I
No,
asked you.
well,
I'll explain to you
we
how.
kind of
I'll explain
for
to you
the
how if
sake
you'll
of
let
the
me
debate,
let me
but
speak. I asked you why it's not murder for a doctor to pull the plug on a brain dead patient. You said it's because in
okay,
doing so they're letting nature take its course, meaning that
right,
if they weren't connected to the life support to begin with, they would die. That's also true of
correct.
people on like insulin and pacemakers. So if somebody hacked into my pacemaker and turned it off without my consent, and I died, that would be nature taking its course. However, you
You're
still
not
think that would be
understanding my
murder. You're
argument.
still interrupting me.
Well, because you're misconstruing my argument.
I don't understand what
I
I'm
don't
misconstruing.
appreciate
Could you be
that.
clear?
Well, because when someone gets taken off the plug and letting and nature then takes its course, usually the person that makes that decision is legally ordained or legally possesses the right to do so. If someone hacks into your pacemaker, I mean, I'm guessing that's a stranger that has bad intent to they have knowledge that'll kill you.
Okay.
Correct or
Yeah,
incorrect?
doctors have knowledge that pulling the plug on a brain
Yeah,
dead
but the
patient will kill
doctor
them.
won't pull the plug without Dean. If let's say, God forbid, your mom's on life support, the doctor can't pull the plug without your consent. or whoever is legally to make that decision.
Oh, so you're basically saying if somebody that is legally able to consent to said thing does consent to said thing, then the action of killing the life is not murder. So
In
if
this
a woman
specific
is
case,
legally able,
in this,
so if a woman
no.
is legally able,
See what you're doing here.
if a woman is legally able to consent to killing the fetus growing inside of her uterus in a state like Colorado where
Consistency to your
abortion is
first
legal,
point.
then it is a case that abortion's not murder.
No, well, you see, I value potential life. I value past, like, well, potential experience. I mean, I value sentience, but I value also potential sentience. And for in the case of a brain dead person, I value their past experiences as well, which is why I don't value that person as someone that doesn't have life, or value them as someone
So
that
why
doesn't.
is it okay to kill a brain dead patient with the legal consent of a party that can consent legally, like the family, but it's not okay to
Mhm.
kill a fetus with a legal consent of a party that can consent, such as the woman?
Okay, wait. So repeat that again. Sorry, you just cut out a little bit.
So
Hold
why
on.
is it
Give me
okay to kill a brain dead patient with legal
Wi-Fi.
consent, but it's not okay to kill a fetus with legal consent?
Okay, so in the case of killing, like I said, yeah, nature taking its course, and in that case where the brain dead person and that family comes together to make that decision, they're just letting nature take its course. Maybe there's no foreseeable future of that person maybe recovering from that
But I
position.
thought you
I'm
told
pretty
us that the
sure.
reason you valued the brain dead patient is because of its past experiences, and that was enough reason to grant
Correct.
the brain dead patient the right to life.
Right, for however long however long the family sees fit. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so then
I
like
don't see
the lack of a future doesn't really matter to you because the past is enough for you to give them value.
no, well, because no, because a brain dead patient, I'm pretty sure, like, scientifically, they can't recover from that position, right?
Right.
Because their brain is
It's
dead.
irreversible cognitive cessation. So are you telling me at the
Right.
end
So
of the day that
there is no future there.
so now you're telling me that the lack of a future is what makes it not wrong to kill them, right?
No, in that specific case of a brain dead patient, a lack of a future is what I
Okay,
would
so
be.
it's a fetus's future that makes you think it's wrong to kill the fetus?
Correct. Yeah. They're science has to take its course, and
Okay.
obviously there's a process to everything. It's on its way to becoming a full blown human. So
Okay. All right. So
I mean, I think the
big
fact that
issue
we
with
have to get this.
the big issue with the future potentiality argument is pretty clear. Zygotes have a future like a fetus would, right? And there is forms of birth control, such as IUDs, that can kill zygotes by preventing their implantation into the uterine lining. Would you say if there's a
Okay.
woman with an IUD that knows that IUD can kill zygotes, she still yet decides to engage in intercourse, she's sexually active and the IUD does kill a zygote, that she would be culpable for murder because she killed a human with a future like
I think
ours?
murder. I think the murder argument's a little extreme. Now, I want to say, like, I don't believe that women that get abortions are murderers and should be thrown in prison.
So
But
then
I do think
abortion's
there
not
should.
murder.
No, no, no. Hold on, because I
What?
think there's some. No, hold on. Let me explain. Don't just. So I think there are some things when it comes to legality, but, like, I don't think it's black and white. I don't think there's a right and a wrong. Like, if you do break the law, you go to jail. No, if you break the law, maybe there should be a reasonable punishment. I don't think if you kill a fetus or a woman, that woman should be able, to be thrown in jail. I think that maybe there should be a punishment. I'm not. I mean, that's why I'm a
Hey,
22 year
I'm
old
so
kid that
sorry.
just got a.
You said abortion's murder. Is it fair to define a
No, okay, so
murderer as somebody that is murdered?
I didn't say. I mean, yeah, abortion is murder, but I don't
Okay.
think
Can
that.
we define murderer?
Okay, so do you think
No, don't
if you
answer.
kill
A question is not a definition. A question is
if you
not a
kill an ant, are
definition.
you a murderer?
Boom. No, because it's not murder to kill an ant.
Why not?
The reasons why I don't think it's murder to kill an ant are not relevant to our conversation in the slightest. But if you're genuinely curious, it's because an ant would not have subjective experiences, especially in relation to those such as ours. Now, I want to be super clear here. Define murderer.
Someone who intentionally unalives a human being.
Somebody who intentionally unalives a human being. Would you define murder as the intentional unaliving of a human being?
Okay, so this, I think, like, there's I think in this case of abortion, I think
Shut up and answer my goddamn question, Jason. Would you define murder as the intentional unaliving of a human?
I'm not gonna let you misconstrue my argument. You're not gonna tell me to shut up. I'm older than you. You little
I'm not.
fuck.
I'm
So
not misconstruing your argument. I'm literally asking you a question. Sit the fuck down, bro.
dude, you're so tough, bro. You should get a haircut. Number one, before you start talking all tough like that.
Yeah.
Number two, before you, what do you mean?
Get a
Yeah.
haircut before you start talking all tough. That was a good one, Jason.
No, yeah, you should. You look like an idiot, and that little pedo.
At least I don't sound like one.
Okay, sick, dude. You're saying abortion should be as easy as getting a bag of chips from a store.
And you're saying that abortion's murder, but if you abort a fetus, you're not a murderer. Holy fucking shit. Which one's worse? Honestly, I'd say that fighting for women's access to healthcare when there's absolutely no reason to infringe upon it, as per the fact that there's not a single coherent pro-life position, and the evidence would be the continual pro-lifers coming up onto this live and screaming gibberish bullshit, is significantly a more preferable view than yours of saying that if you murder somebody, you're not a murderer. Before you start talking about idiots, Jason, I'd simply ask you to refine your argument to a point where I wouldn't expect it to be coming out of the blabbly mouth of a third grader.
Okay. So I'm completely even lost where I was at. Yeah, I don't think people that get abortions should be thrown in jail. Now, my position is, I think, maybe whoever admits. Well, I'm letting you know what my stance is.
Okay,
it's not what you asked me.
I didn't ask you what your stance was. I asked you, what is the definition of murder?
I gave you that definition, did I not?
So no, you didn't. Actually, no, quite frankly, Jason, you didn't. Because I asked you if you define murder as the intentional unaliving of a human, and then you asked me if I think it'd be murder to kill a fucking ant. Dude.
No. I gave you my definition, bro. I don't know if you're so fried
is that the definition that you
gave
me? Is that or is that not the definition you gave me?
I said the intentional unaliving of another human being.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, now I got to kick you for saying the word idiot. That gets you banned. Per TikTok TOS, I just gave you a flag. But, I hope you're still here, Jason, because now I'm going to just slam dunk on you, and I wish I could have done this before you got that flag. So you defined a murderer as somebody who intentionally unalives a human being, and then you define murder as intentionally unaliving a human being. This means you think that the definition of murderer is to murder. And if you think that killing a fetus is murder, then you would say that who killed the fetus is a murderer. Duh. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. Hop in that queue if you support Trump, as well as, Paul! Yo, dude! Thank you for the $50 over on that YT Super Chat. Holy crap, Paul. Thank you so much. If everybody watching can please show some love to Mr. Paul down below in that comment section for the $50. It'd mean the world to me, Paul. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you, Paul. You are here like every single day, and I really appreciate you so much for all the love, man. Show some love to Paul down below, you guys. Show some love to Paul down below. Paul said, heard you need a haircut. This should cover it. Funny enough, Paul, my haircuts cost exactly $50, and I actually do need one. He wasn't wrong, but of course I wasn't going to tell him that because I decided to chirp back at him instead. But thank you for the 50, Paul, as well as Feisty with the $10 saying it's male self-pleasure murder. I'm sure I could have reduced him down to that. Thank you for the 10, as well as Libby with the $10 saying an ant has more brain cells than a zygote. Quite frankly, you're actually right. Debbie with the $10 saying, Dean, you have an amazing hair. Don't get it cut, and I'm a hairstylist. It's getting a little bit long for my liking, but it doesn't look bad. It's just not my preference. Thank you for the love, Debbie. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, as well as, oh my goodness, bro, Kiana with the $200 over on PayPal. Bro, dude. Kiana, that is insane. Thank you so much for the love. I literally don't even know what to say. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you about a billion times over. If everybody watching the live right now could please show some love to Kiana down below in the chat, it would make my day. That is so insane. I do not deserve a penny of that. That is so much money. Let's get literally like 10,000 Kianas down below in that chat. That is Kiana spelled Keanna. Thank you a billion times over. They say, here's $200, split it between you and Parker. Love you, Dean. You got it, Kiana. I love you too. Thank you so much for your kindness. That is seriously so insane. Thank you. As well as Felicia, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo, saying I'll be celebrating 54 this years on Earth tomorrow, and you really keep hope alive for me. Keep on being awesome. Well, happy early birthday, Felicia. I hope you have a great birthday, and I appreciate you for being here, and thank you for the $25. As well as Sammy, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Let's get 500 Sammy W's and 250 Felicia W's. Sammy says, I'm grateful for your advocacy of women's access to healthcare against internet bullies like this guy. Oh, dude, shit on people like Jason is fun, let me tell you. And their beliefs are just insane. But thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you so much, Felicia. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you, everybody, for your kindness today. You guys have been so incredibly kind, and I'm eternally grateful. Seriously, you guys, it means the world. And welcome in, Susie. Are you MAGA?
Hi, of course, you changed your question yesterday to how I still support Trump. So I have a bit of a funny story because I made gift that was handmade as a medal for him, and I sent by office post to White House. That's what I did.
So you love Trump so much that you made a gift for him out of metal and you sent it to him?
I mean, maybe it was not out of love, probably because I thought it's gonna go viral. That's why.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else. Yo, listen, I kicked you because I thought that you were about to say something else. Feel free to hop back in that queue. Feel free to hop back in that queue. I thought it was going to be a different kind of medal that you sent as a quote unquote gift to the White House. I'm sure you guys are kind of like starting to pick up what I put down. And when she said it wasn't out of love, then I was like, oh, okay. I got to kick her before our live gets taken down. And she's already back. I got to say, I think I'm interested in talking to Susie for a second. Welcome back, Susie.
Hi.
Just to clarify, are you American?
Totally, you can hear by my voice or accent that I'm not.
Why do you love Trump so much?
I mean, I was watching elections for the first time in my life, straight from USA, and I got so interested by. I started to dream like crazy, and my dream was what.
Get the fuck out of here, Susie. I'm sorry, dude. I can't. Dude, I'm not gonna put up with that shit, dude. She's having dreams about how much she loves Trump, bro. Susie, come on. Just hang out with us in the live for the next couple hours, Susie. Let me see if you could learn a thing or two about how bad this guy is, okay? What's up, Emery? You support Trump?
What's up, bro? I came on for a different reason. I wanted to let you know.
Bam!
Yeah, you're.
Moving on to the next guest. Let's go and get that next guest up here. We got I joining in. If you want to support me, by the way, and you're watching, you can find my VMIP, that Venmo, and the PayPal, and the link tree in my BIO. Get 100% of all the proceeds, and they go straight to me, as well as you get a notification at the top of my phone where I can read out the amount in any and all attached messages alongside your name. So thank you guys. It means the world to me, quite frankly. As well as you can support me over on YT through the same means in the pinned comment, as well as super chats. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Dang, why are you a racist?
I'm not racist. What
With
time
that
is it?
haircut, brother. That fucking haircut over that fringe, bro. Sort of that, you're going bald.
Well,
I'm from Australia and you're going bald, bro.
I'm actually not going bald. Did you know that?
Cuz, wait, do you like Robert Bird?
Do I like Robert Bird?
Yeah, Joe Biden's the best.
The name sounds familiar. I don't know if I remember it, but I'm going to kick you because you're from Australia. Let's go and move on to the next guest since he's from Australia. We got I loaded into the name Robert Bird. Why does that name sound so familiar? All right, everyone give us a minute. What's going on? I, do you support Trump?
Oh God, no.
Base, but banned too. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got McLovin loading up in the box. Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Dean? I just wanted to say that you changed me into supporting liberal agenda.
Dude, let's go. Let's go,
and
bro.
I'm from Massachusetts, which is the number one in liberal and like democratic. It's a completely blue state. I don't know if you looked. It's like literally 99%.
I got a couple buddies that live out in Massachusetts. Great area.
It's
let's go,
dude.
man. I'm happy that your
awesome,
mind changed.
man. I gotta say, man, you are a really good person. Out of the out of like the debate and stuff like that, people don't see that you're a good person. That's what I think people don't see.
Well, man, I think that's incredibly kind of you, and thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness, bro. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. And dude, you're a good person as well. Like I gotta say, if you're able to go from supporting Trump to not supporting Trump and standing in opposition to that stuff, I think that you are a good person as well. So just know that I think very highly of you. I'm proud of you for making that shift in your political perspective, and I'm proud. I'm very proud. Welcome in, Ryan. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Nice, Ryan. What year were you born in?
I was born in 2007.
Very nice. What month?
I was born in February.
Okay. All right. February of '07. You would be 18. Now, why do you support Trump, Mr. Four Wheeler?
I actually wanted to say, like the previous person in here, I was a heavy Trump supporter, and watching your videos have really impacted my opinion on Trump, and it shifted my ways from a Republican standpoint to more of a Democratic standpoint to show that not only that Trump isn't a right president or fit to be president, but like that he's just a terrible person. And judging by the facts that you've given in multiple videos, I've seen that, and I just want to say thank you.
I made sure to let you finish. I got to remove you because it says you're 17 in your bio, but I'm really proud of you as well, Ryan. It really puts a smile on my face. It puts such a big smile on my face hearing from younger men, that are now making the right shift in what they believe in and why. I'm really proud of you, bro. I'm really proud of you, Ryan. I'm really proud of that last guy too. We need more younger men like you, Ryan. We need more younger men like the guest before, Ryan. It is such an imperative. It is such an imperative. I'm proud, bro. I'm really proud. Now, listen. For the 9.3 thousand people in here, as you guys know, every single day we got to hit a restart or two. And we are already at that time for this live. I'm going to give you guys the instructions on how to come back into the live following the restart. This is just something we got to do for the health and safety of the live. We're still going to be on for another 2.5 hours, so we're going to be on for a while. First and foremost, hit that follow button, top left-hand corner, right there. That is the way that you could very easily come back after the restart. That is the easiest way to come back after the restart, is just by hitting that follow button, because then you'll be able to find me on your following list. So hit that follow button right now if you want to come back. Here are the more complicated instructions on how to come back even quicker. So when the live ends, you will see something that looks like this pop up on your phone screen. It'll say that the live has ended, and it will show you my profile picture. If you click on that profile picture, it will direct you to my account page. And then once you're on my account page, I want you to count to 10, pull down on the videos, refresh the account page, and then click in off of that profile picture again. And then you'll be in the new live. That's how to do it. I aim for around 70 to 80% retention rate. So if we could please have like 7.5 thousand of you guys come back, it would just make my day. And if you're thinking about not coming back, please come back. It'd be awesome. But let's go ahead and do that restart now. The restarts literally take 4 seconds. So I'm going to count down from 10. By the time I'm at 1, I'm already going to be back on live. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and we are already back on live. Boom! Look at that. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. Willow, welcome in your first. For everybody to the back, and I appreciate you so much for being here. Make sure that we're double tapping away in that stream. Share out this live with a handful of friends as well. Y'all already know it. Nia, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you. Thank you, Nia. You are fantastic, quite frankly. As well as, Sammy, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Sammy says an additional $25 from just hearing those guys whose views you changed. That is a skill like none other, and you should be proud. Dude, I love hearing from people like that. It makes me happy, man. It makes me happy that I'm having a positive impact. Thank you for the $25, Sammy. You are so cool. As well as Christina with the $5 for making a positive impact on Minimize Generation. Thank you, Christina. Then Punky with the $5 as Well, thank you so much. You are awesome, Punky. Okay. All right. And I think we also have two more people. We sure do. Danielle! Thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Holy crap, Danielle. That is so kind of you. Everybody, show some love to Danielle down below in that comment section. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Show some love to Danielle in the live stream comment sections right now, everybody. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Danielle. You're an absolute icon, and I hope that you're having a great day. Your kindness and your love, your generosity is so is so appreciated. Just know that I genuinely do appreciate you, Danielle. Chat, show some love to Danielle while we're working on getting that next guest connected into the live stream. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, here we go. We got JT connecting. Let's try to get that next Trump supporter loaded in. If you do find yourself in that queue, make sure that you're an American adult. Oh, it looks like this guy is back. Hi, you're back.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify my position, man. I feel like that was a little weird. I feel like
you broke
just
TikTok to us and you got a flag. Do you mind if I actually ask you a handful of questions?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Wait, but what did I say? Just so I actually don't remember what I said. Can you give me like the first letter of what I said?
IDIOT. It got you a harassment flag. It's just TikTok.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, yeah, go ahead. Also, dude, I'm not hard headed, bro. We could have a calm discourse, and I'm open to change my opinion. I'm not like diehard MAGA. But go on.
So, do you care about being tough on crime? You care about upholding law and order?
I believe upholding law and order, but I think it's subjective.
So you do care about upholding law and order?
100%, but to answer straight, yes, but it's case by case. I mean,
okay. So I mean, if you really care about upholding law and order, let me ask you a question. If we had like a crazy president, right, that had like willingly and intentionally let violent offenders that try to beat up and kill cops out of jail to roam free on the streets of this country in your neighborhood, right, and then he called them patriots. Because you're so tough on... No, you never support a president that did that? Okay, well, guess what? So you just told us that you're no longer a Trump supporter because Donald Trump willingly and intentionally let violent offenders out of jail that tried to beat up and kill cops and labeled them as patriots, such as DJ Rodriguez, who was sentenced to 12 years in jail after his attack on Officer Fanone at the Capitol on January 6th. At the beginning of Donald Trump's term this time around, Donald Trump pardoned him and let him out of jail 8 years early. And because you told us that you never support a president that did those things, this means that you never support Trump.
Okay, well, not to go to previous presidencies, but I'm pretty sure Biden has pardoned some questionable.
Okay, well, wouldn't this just mean that you wouldn't support Biden either? You never support Trump or Biden? Like, if Biden had pardoned some, like, questionable people too, this would just simply, like, conclude that you wouldn't support Trump or Biden.
No, because I don't think it's that straightforward. I mean, look, not everything that Trump is going to do, I'm gonna fully support.
Okay, well, now you're being a raging hypocrite.
I'm not. I don't think you don't go through life thinking like that.
So you told me that you would never support a president that did these things. You told me that.
I mean, yeah, I did say that. You're right, but then again, I have to look into that case. I don't know exactly what happened. And honestly, Dean, anything.
Wait, I told you exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to really trust it. I feel like you're a little bit, you're partisan in a way that you'll say certain stories and maybe a more democratic side, light of things. You won't give me the full picture, which is fine. I mean, you're trying to convince people, so I don't think you'll give the full
okay,
story.
If you go on Google and you type in Trump's pardon of DJ Rodriguez, you will read that on January 6th, DJ Rodriguez took a stun gun and drove it into the neck of Officer Fanone, and then Officer Fanone experienced a heart attack, and then DJ Rodriguez was later arrested and interrogated by the FBI, whom he pled guilty to for what he did to Officer Fanone. This then went to trial inside of a criminal court, and he pled guilty to the violent assault/attack on Officer Fanone, and then he was sentenced to 12 years in jail. This was, of course, in 2020, so in January of 2024, 4 years in, Donald Trump then pardoned him and called him a patriot and let him out.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to defend that. If that story is to be true, which I'm guessing you just looked it up. That's pretty insane. But so then, would you say you support a president that unjustly pardons, criminals.
And no, I would.
That has
I don't think I support a president that unjustly pardons criminals.
You supported Biden, didn't you?
Who did he unjustly pardon?
Hunter Biden.
I mean, okay. I guess let me think. Was that unjust? What do you mean by unjust there?
I don't think we need to get into specifics. I think it was on the
Okay.
broad.
How about this? How about this? I do support Biden, even though he pardoned Hunter. And do I care that he pardoned Hunter? Not really. Right?
Really?
So I guess you could say that. But I think that there's a significantly bigger difference between pardoning Hunter for a non-violent, victimless crime
and a gun charge,
pardoning
wasn't
DJ
it?
Rodriguez and 77 other people like DJ Rodriguez for victim with violent crimes with a victim.
Right. I think your YouTube's not working. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, if you're over on YouTube, just literally refresh.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to compare the two situations, but I think
come on, one's significantly different than the other.
Of course, yeah, but so I'm sure Hunter's case was it was a plethora of charges, wasn't it? It was
no, so he owned a gun with prior DRUG offenses on his record, which was illegal. Yeah, and I don't really care. That Biden pardoned him. I'm pretty sure that anybody in Biden's shoes would have pardoned their son for doing that.
Nah, that's a very bad president. So what you're saying?
So if you think that makes Biden a bad president, then why don't you think that Donald Trump pardoning 77 people that tried to kill cops on January 6th and labeling them as patriots doesn't make him a bad president?
No, not precedent. It sets a bad example is what I meant.
Wait, did Donald Trump's pardons of the 1,600 rioters on J6 set a bad president?
Like I said, I mean, I think they're both in the wrong here, so we can't really use that argument. I think.
No, I think that we absolutely can, because point number one, what Donald Trump did was significantly worse. It was a violent crime, and point number two, this would just simply mean that you wouldn't support Biden or Trump, right? Not that you would support them both. It would be that you wouldn't support either, but you do. You support Trump, and that's what we're talking about today. Is Trump is our president?
Okay. So, I mean, I'll concede to that, I guess, but I do want to say quickly about the abortion thing. I want to clear up that I actually
got to kick you and restart again because we already got another flag. So I have my Venmo, my PayPal up here, and I'm pretty sure I can't have that. When I started the stream, I had that on display, and I got hit with a flag for directing people off of platform. I can't have this, so I need to keep it permanently cropped out. That's my bad. So this restart is actually my fault. So I'm guessing if you're already in here, you know what the steps are to follow to come back in after the restart. All you got to do is, tap on that profile picture once it livens. Go to my account page, count to 10, refresh, then click on my profile picture again. Hit that follow button so you can see me on your following list. I'd appreciate if you all came back. And then when you do come back, spam the likes on the phone screen, spam those shares, spam that comment section. Let's try to get that live to send out, and I'll see you all in 10 seconds. Yeah, bro, I can't even advertise my Venmo, my PayPal, and TikTok. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. It's because they want all the gifts to go through their TikTok gifts, even though they take 66%. Ridiculous. If you ask me, absolutely ridiculous. We've already hit the restart. Based. Okay. Hey, welcome back in, everybody. We already hit that restart. Hello. Hi, welcome back in, you guys. Make sure that we're double tapping, sharing the stream, spamming the comment section. Y'all already know it, quite frankly. Okay, all right. Yo, oh my God. Karen, thank you so much for the $135. Holy shit, Karen. Oh my God. Show some love to Karen down below in that comment section, everybody. That is absolutely insane. Jesus, let's get 2,000 Karen W's. Karen, thank you so much. 1 billion times over. Thank you so much for all the love. Let's get so many Karen W's down below in that chat. Holy base. Let's fucking go, Karen. Karen says, hi, Dean. Haven't been back in a while. So much going on with this year starting up. Keep changing lives, and I'll try to be here so much more. Karen, you are fantastic. Thank you so much for all of the love. Please, for everybody watching, show some love to Karen down below in that chat for the $135 of Venmo. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As well as Megan with the $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Then Curtis with the 4. Thank you so much, Curtis. You guys are awesome. Show some love to all of our donors down below in that chat. Especially you, Meg, Karen. That is just so incredibly kind of you. And hop back in that queue if you support Trump. We'll get you pulled up here. We'll have a conversation. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now, quite frankly. We're going to go to get that next guest, Dean Sucks, connected. What a name. What's up, Dean Sucks?
Dean, why do you suck, bro?
Oh, wait. Actually, re-request. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you there. Re-request. Hop back in that queue. I didn't even mean to kick you. That's my bad. That's my bad, my friend. All right, he's back. There we go. All right. Adonis, hop back in that queue. Welcome back in, Dean Sucks.
Dean.
Hey, what's up, man? How do you?
Dean, you fucking suck, bro.
Well, I mean, I think that your name made it clear that's how you feel. How old are you?
Yeah. What?
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
And why are you so emotional on this fine day?
Because you fucking suck, bro.
Wow. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Oh, I'm guessing that you think I suck because, like I'm pretty critical of Trump and Trump supporters.
Yeah, half of the reason.
Oh, wait, it's you again. Come
What?
on, why have you stooped to these lows?
That's not me, bro. That is not me.
Wait, then how do you know who I'm even talking about? By responding and saying that's not me, you're implying that you know exactly who I'm talking about. If that is
Who are you
not
talking
you,
about,
then
bro?
how do you know exactly who I'm talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, it's you. You come up here like every 2
Who
weeks.
is it?
Who
is it?
You wanted to do another debate with me after like talking to me like 9 times in a row. Then I was like, come back up next week, and then you came a week.
That's
after
not
that.
me, bro.
That is you.
How?
Okay. How? Okay. Maybe. Well, actually, so that guy was like kind of coherent. He could kind of formulate an argument. Let's hear it. Why do you support Trump?
Wait, did you ask that for me, or
I'm asking you. Yeah.
What?
No. Why do you? Well, this will be my test to see if that was you, because like, although he kind of sucked, like he wasn't like the worst debater in the world, right? He could kind of formulate an argument. So let's see what your argument is. Why do you support Trump?
Okay, I supported Trump because like I invest in like the stock market, and so Trump was winning in the betting odds. So I just thought, I gotta make my bag, and I gotta invest in that Trump W. And so I voted for him so I could get my money.
Yo, bro, wait, is this technically insider trading? Oh, wait.
What?
You violated the guidelines. He just got his account banned. Damn, that's crazy, TikTok. You need to chill out. I think that TikTok needs to take a chill pill. I think that TikTok needs to take a chill pill, everybody. Welcome in. You support Trump?
I actually don't, but I wanted to run by.
Based.
Hello?
I'm sorry, man. I got to remove you because we're only looking to talk to people that do. I got to kick you. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Make sure we're in that queue that you support Trump, guys. We're just looking to talk to American adults that are MAGA. Dude, that guy sucks, man. Oh. I can't say that. I can't say that. That's what that last guy got.
What's up?
What's up, man? You support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Can we hear your imitation of an eagle?
I can try.
Okay, do it.
Sorry, I'm eating my McChicken, so I gotta swallow.
Yeah, well, can we hear the...
Is that good?
No, that's pretty bad. And then also your repost, it's a picture of Trump doing middle fingers, and it says, "This is my pride flag."
Yeah, the American flag. Not like the pride, like, the rainbow flag. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Well, it's not even the American flag. It's Trump standing up with middle fingers in front of the American
No,
flag.
I know, but like behind it is the American flag, though.
Okay. All right, dude. You know what? This will be a great productive dialogue where we're both being honest and intelligent. Why do you support Trump?
Yeah, so I'm pro-life.
Oh, no.
Like pro-life. You got that, Dean?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it with another like low IQ pro-lifer.
What? Oh, come on, Dean.
Oh, is that really all? Sorry, man. We've just been talking to a bunch of like men that are pro-life like all day long. Is that really all? Is there any other reason why you support him, or is that it?
Immigration.
Oh, obviously, right? Obviously. Let me ask you a question about immigration. So, if there was a legal immigrant that attempted to come into America legally and Border Patrol figured out that they'd been held civilly liable for raping a woman, do you think that Border Patrol should allow them in the country, or should they kick them out?
Well, if they're legal, though.
If they're trying to come in legally. They're not a legal immigrant yet, but they're trying to become one. And now Border Patrol's doing their screening of them, and they've determined
Yeah.
that they've been held civilly liable for grape before. Should they be allowed entry into this country?
No.
No, so grapists should be able to legally immigrate into this country. Okay, what's better? What's preferable to you? A legal immigrant that's literally a grapist, or an undocumented immigrant that just wants to give a better life to them and their family?
Okay, yeah, I would say a legal immigrant. I would say that's better.
Wait. But you're against all undocumented entry. So you think that
Well,
the undocumented immigrant is better than the legal immigrant, but you don't think that the undocumented immigrant should be able to come in. Therefore, you would say that you would also say that the legal immigrant should be able to come in.
yeah, but hold on, Dean. I understand what you're saying, but like, they need to come here legally, you know. And I'll say this: Latinos, they work a lot harder than white people. You know, it's statistics. I will say that, but I think they still should come here legally.
You just said illegally.
No, legally. They should come here legally.
Legally, okay. Well, I'm just gonna set that one aside. Dude. Austin, what am I gonna do with you? Okay.
I think, Dean, you know what? I know you need to get off TikTok for a while and maybe go to the water park, you know.
The water park?
Or something. The water park, maybe go bowling, watch a movie, go out to eat, you know, maybe, yeah, something like that.
Why should I get off of TikTok? I'm perfectly fine with where I'm at right now.
Are
you trying to police my free speech? Are you a communist?
No. I'm just saying
you're a
maybe you need
communist.
a break or whatever. You like football? You like football, Dean?
I like college football.
Who's your favorite college football team?
The Buffs.
Come on, Dean.
Mr. Dion. Come on. Okay, listen. Give me an argument. Why is Trump a good president?
Because I feel like he makes America safe, to be honest.
He makes America safe. Okay. Well, his policy is devastating our economy, like the tariffs, like the big beautiful bill, and like mass deportation. With a devastated economy, we have more poverty. With more poverty, we have more crime. So Donald Trump is not making the country safer, as he is causing more crime. And, I mean, this is kind of an expectation since he himself is a criminal.
Yeah, but isn't ICE reducing the crime, though?
No. Once again, mass deportation is increasing crime.
Okay. Well, what about all the riots in Los Angeles?
Weren't those in response to Trump's administration?
Yeah, but they were like burning cities and cars down there, though, right?
No.
Yeah, they were. I seen videos of them. Dean.
I know. Yeah, you saw videos of the 1% that were rioting, not the 99% that were being peaceful.
And they're like throwing stuff at the.
So you think it's like bad to riot? Do you think every single person that rioted should be locked up?
Well, face some consequences. Yeah, it depends on what they do. If they throw something, they should be locked up.
Okay, so
what if
they were locked up, but then we had a Democrat president that let them out and called them patriots? How would that make you feel?
I would kind of be upset because that's not how this country should be built.
Really? So then why aren't you upset that Donald Trump let out the violent rioters from J6 and called them patriots?
I am upset.
So then why do you support him as president?
Because he was a better candidate than Kamala.
Kamala? Well, did Kamala let violent rioters out of jail and call them patriots? Did Kamala let and would-be cop killers out of jail? Did Kamala let people that drove stun guns into the necks of people like Officer Fanone and gave them heart attacks out of jail 8 years early and labeled them as patriots too? No.
She was never.
Maybe it seems like the prosecutor is a little bit more fair on crime than the felon.
But she was never president, though.
Well, she was never president. Are you saying if she had the opportunity to be president, maybe that's something that she would have done? And if so, that's just simply cope.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, no, who knows? This is what an argument from ignorance is. Basically saying that we just wouldn't know, right? Therefore, that's an invalid argument. But let's step it up, buddy. My friend, try to give me a better argument here. I'm listening.
I did. I gave you a good argument why Trump should be president. Because for example, wars and stuff, he's great at ending wars.
He started one.
What war did he start?
Yeah, he got us involved with Iran. We fucking bombed them. They tried to bomb us. We told them we controlled their airspace. We knew where their supreme leader was and we could take him out, but we didn't want to. Even like momentarily called for a regime change on Twitter. That's not too good for global peace. And then about just the sentiment of Donald Trump being good at ending wars. He said he was going to end the Russian-Ukrainian war on day one. Now we're over 200 days into his presidency and things have only gotten worse. What the fuck happened to that?
Well, we got the greatest military in the world.
And what is the relevance of the fact that we spend $800 billion per year on our military have to do with your claim that Donald Trump was great at ending wars and my refutation of it?
And they were building nuclear bombs, so...
Oh, wait. So, like, Iran getting nukes is really, really bad, right?
Yeah, kind of, actually, I think, because...
All right. What if I told you that Donald Trump literally greenlit them to build nukes when he pulled us out of the JCPOA agreement, which prevented them from building nukes?
He greenlit Iran?
Yeah. You're wrong.
Why would he do that? Why?
Because the agreement that prevented them from building nukes had Obama's signature on it, and he cares more about owning the liberals than he does about world peace.
Oh, fucking damn it, Trump. You know what? I'm fucking getting in office, dude. Vote for me. Vote for me. I'm going to save America.
Really? What would your policy be?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tax the rich so I can make prices and stuff affordable for the lower class and the middle class.
Good man. Now get banned because I think you're trolling. All right, we're going to go to get to the next guest up in here, guys. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'll happily load you up into the live. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Danny. Here we go. As well as Christine. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Christine says, hey, thanks for showing these people how dumb they really are. Do you ever do lives where you let non-MAGAs pick your brain? Yeah, every so often we've been doing Q&A lives. We should do one pretty soon. As well as Karen. Thank you for the $60 over on Venmo saying Skull Buffs. Yeah, let's go, Karen. Skull Buffs for real. Man, I miss my time out in Boulder. Thank you for the $60. Let's seriously get 600 Karen W's down below in that chat. By the way, I'm going to be out in Boulder and literally a week from today. That's when we'll be spending my 21st. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But thank you so much for the 60 once again. Welcome in, Danny. Are you MAGA?
Nope.
Nope. Banned. Yep. Moving on to the next guest. Seriously, guys, show some love to Karen. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. As well as Spencer. Thank you for the $20 on Super Chat saying, did he seriously just credit Trump for decreasing the crime rates? Hey, guess what, caller? We could do the same thing even if he wasn't president. It's called obeying the law. It's the very same law he was found of violating 34 times. Yeah. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, it looks like we'll never know because now they are leaving. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Oh, and they are back. Hello, are you MAGA?
Sir, yes, sir. I'm great friend of Trump.
Okay, say that again.
I am.
Okay, without muffling your mic, say it again.
I'm sorry about that. I'm a big supporter of Trump.
Really? I don't believe you. Banned. I think they're a troll. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Why are you scared of women?
Why am I scared of a woman? That's scary. Are you a woman?
No. No,
Are
I'm not
you?
a woman. No.
Oh, thank God.
Dude, what?
You asked why I'm scared of women. They're scary.
Do they like intimidate you?
Yeah, they bite.
You don't know how to talk to them?
No, I know how to talk to them. I tell them to stay away.
Birdie with the tails in flight. Oh, like...
Is there a fucking turtle on my screen? What just happened?
Yeah, from Purdy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Purdy.
Well, she sent it to me, but I mean, very kind of you to thank her.
Oh. Well, yeah, thank you, Purdy.
So do you think
Are you scared of women too?
No. Do you think that women have cooties?
Yeah, that's why I don't take showers, so they just leave me alone.
Dude, okay. Okay. All right. You better not actually be a Trump supporter. Come on. All right. Why do you support Trump?
I swear to God, I'm a Trump supporter.
Why do you support Trump?
Because he's scared of women too.
Okay, you are a troll. All right, moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. We got 7 connecting in. Everyone, just give us a minute here. All right, moving on to the next guest. Quite frankly, hi. Oh, hi. Do you support Trump?
Hi, yes, I do.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Perfect. Ty, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you, Ty. And then Colby with the $5 on PayPal saying, hey, Dean, my girlfriend and I love watching your debates. Thank you, Colby. That's awesome. As well as Annalyn with a $1. Thank you. If you are watching and you would like to support me, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal in the link tree in my bio, just simply on the account page right there. And I appreciate you guys so much for the love. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. 7. Why do you support Trump? Purdy, thank you for the squeeze today.
Well, I don't find like
You're not in the live.
I don't.
Maddie,
I'm
thank you for
not.
Galaxy.
I am in the live. Am I still okay?
Yeah.
Can
Real
you
quick, can I ask you what
list-
year you were born?
2006,
What month?
April.
April. You would be 19. Okay. Continue.
Anywho, okay. I think you should go first on like listing the reasons why you don't support Trump.
You want me to tell you why I don't support Trump?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll start off with like one really relevant reason to you. Donald Trump has made it very clear throughout his life that he does not care about the thoughts, wants, attention, needs, or desires of women and girls. In 2005, he boasted about perving on teens when they were naked. Obviously, he doesn't care about what those teens thought. In 1993, he raped E. Jean Carroll. Obviously, he didn't care what E. Jean Carroll thought. In the early 2000s, he was caught on the Access Hollywood tape saying that he just likes to grab women by the P word without asking first. Obviously, he doesn't care what those women thought. So my statement would be, if he's never really cared about what women want, need, think, desire, etc., then how do you expect him to be able to effectively legislate for the wants, needs, desires, thoughts, etc. of women inside of the Oval Office today?
Well, he's president right now, is he not? And earlier on your live, you said that all of his fans or all the people that love him are 15 years old. So how is he president if all of the people that like him are 15 years old? How are they going?
So that was a little bit of a non-serious statement.
Oh, okay. So like it wasn't serious. So
Right.
every like stuff you say isn't serious.
Well, that
But what
one
you're saying is his
specifically
only
wasn't
support
serious.
15-year-olds, but you have to be 18 to vote.
I only let people that are 18 or older on my live to debate. If I was serious and not being hyperbolic when I said that everybody that supports him is 15, then I wouldn't have anybody to debate.
Well, yes, that's somewhat true, but I don't
Okay,
know.
chat. Okay, are you 14?
No.
Okay, all right. You said your age, you gave a birth date. For everybody spamming that she's 14 in the chat, do you have any evidence? Provide evidence that she's 14.
You want my ID?
Oh no. He's asking them, like the people in the chat, like prove
Provide
that we're
evidence
14.
that she's 14.
Like what?
Okay. There's no evidence that she's 14, you guys.
There's no evidence.
If you guys have evidence that she's 14, if you have evidence that she's lying about her age, just drop it in the chat. Okay, go ahead. Bio? She doesn't have a bio.
Too mysterious.
Okay, do you want to try to make an argument?
Okay, go. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're going. You're telling us why you think Trump is a good president.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat.
Okay, stop reading the chat. Give us an argument why
Don't
you
do
think
that
Trump is
motion with
good.
your hand. Can you stop doing that motion with your hand?
Can you give me a goddamn argument insofar as why you support Trump as
I
president?
just gave you a fucking argument.
What was your goddamn argument? Oh, he's president?
No.
Okay, so what was the argument?
You're getting hotter. You're getting warmer.
Wait, so what's another reason besides him, like the women thing? Is there anything else besides the women thing?
Yeah, for sure. His economic policy is absolutely disastrous. He's quadruple whamming poor people from every single direction. He's reducing their purchasing power by taking their health care. He's reducing their purchasing power by taking their food stamps. He's reducing their purchasing power by imposing tariffs, which are aggressive tax that disproportionately hurt you. The less money you make. There's a really big reason. He's also just really bad at engaging with leaders of other countries. You know, he was played by Putin. He's being played by Netanyahu. He's being played by the rest of the world. Not to mention that I think his character is really disgusting outside
But
of the
didn't
reasons that I've already
inflation
brought
not
up.
start until Biden got in office?
Okay, now I'm starting to believe that you're under the age of 18 if you truly believe that there was no inflation in America
Okay,
before
can
Biden.
I ask you how you feel about like
Well, obviously
the
there's
border?
inflation.
Can I ask you how you feel about like the border and stuff?
Yeah, I think that we should have no border at all. Everybody always. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
No. So yeah, I think that we should reduce undocumented entry, but we should do it with means that are good, right? Such as just making the legal means of entry into the country better, not by like imposing fascism and violating the human rights of the undocumented immigrants that are already in the country to scare away new entry.
Why are they going through my reballs so low?
Okay. I'm really close to kicking you. I'm really close to kicking you
Dean,
because you're not engaging.
Dean,
You're not
I'm
engaging.
I'm reading. I'm actually reading the chat right now.
I know
You're
you.
talking.
You have to stop focusing on the chat, and you got to focus on our conversation.
I'm sorry. Whenever they say my name, I look at it and I'm like, "What the hell?" Like,
I will say I do think the chat is going a little bit hard on you. I will say that they're going pretty damn hard on you. All right, now just respond to what I said or give an argument for why you support Trump, or else I am gonna have to move on.
okay, well, can I say how I feel about like the border and all that?
Okay, so I know how the immigrants are taking people, kidnapping them from our country and taking them back, kidnapping them as I just said, raping them.
Okay, goodbye. Moving on. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box, guys. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'll happily load you up onto the live. We got Brent connecting right now. Spencer, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you for the love. That is incredibly kind of you. Spencer just said, holy crap, I just realized that Trump is the GOAT of division. Forget the art of the deal. He's the best at division, dividing America, dividing political parties so they won't even work together, etc. Yeah, bro. If you're curious why there's so much division in this country, look no further than the man in charge. Look no further. Let's go ahead and move on. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? No, they don't. Banned. So right now over on TikTok, we have 12,000 people in the live. If you happen to be, thank you for this one. That's very kind. If you happen to be one of the 12K people hanging out with us, first and foremost, thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, we basically just talk to Trump supporters and we tell them why they're wrong. And we have a lot of fun with it because they're wrong every time, quite frankly. And if you are a Trump supporter, let me know down below by dropping a MAGA with your age. We'll get you pulled up here. It'll be a whole lot of fun. But before we move into the next debate with Mr. Alex down here, Purdy, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Holy crap. Let's get 500 Purdy's down below. I freaking love you. Thank you so much, Purdy. Thank you so much. Holy crap. Thank you. Saying that this is birthday funds. What's going on, Alex? Just give me one more second.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Purdy, with a $50 says this is birthday funds. Thank you, Purdy. Yeah, the birthday is coming up here in around a week. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You were awesome. Show some love to Purdy down below in that chat, as well as Ty. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo as well. And Maddie with the 20 on Super Chat saying, I love your debates and my TikTok reposts are filled with edits of you. Let's go, Maddie. Show some love to all of our donors. If you want to support me yourself, you can find my Venmo and PayPal in the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account and in the pinned message on the YT stream. Get 100% of those proceeds. And I appreciate you guys so much. Now, Mr. Alex, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Mr. Alex, you should not support Trump at all. He's a terrible president, a terrible man, and very incompetent on his best days. But obviously you do. You probably have reasons why. I want to hear him out. Take it away. Why do you support Donald J. Trump as president?
So last time you kicked me out because I said he supported Israel, and you were pretty against that. So I think you're anti-Semitic.
Am I anti-American if I don't support the American government?
I mean, I don't know. Israel's the greatest ally.
No, I think you need to answer my question. Am I anti-American if I don't support the American government?
Yeah. What do you think about J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel? They're both connected
Whoa. So you think if I'm anti-American in the sense that I'm anti the American people if I don't support the American government?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you were against the American government when Biden was president because you're a Trump supporter, does this mean that you hated the American people?
Could you say that again? I'm sorry.
So did you like Biden when he was president?
Yeah, I actually did.
Okay. Did you like Obama when he was president?
Yeah, he actually did better deportation than Trump.
Did you like Bush when he was president?
No.
Okay. So when Bush was president and you didn't like Bush, did you hate the American people then too?
No.
No? Okay. So just because you're not a fan of a government doesn't mean that you're against the people that would fall under that government. So when I say that I'm not a fan of Israel, this doesn't mean that I'm anti-Semitic and hate Jewish people.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen from your debates, it does look like you are anti-Semitic and you're very against Netanyahu.
So I am against Netanyahu, but just because
Yeah.
I hate a warmongering, ethnic cleansing, terrible man that has violated UN international law and currently has 2 arrest warrants out for him from the ICJ, doesn't mean that I hold disdain towards Jewish people. It takes like 3 brain
If
cells
he's
here to
truly
connect the
wanted by
dots.
the ICJ, why is he able to travel to Cyprus? Why is he coming to America?
Yeah, because they don't do a damn thing about it. Then we have somebody that says they would do a damn thing about it, like Zoran Mamdani, saying that they would execute upon some
Well,
arrest
he's
warrant.
also
They don't care.
he's also a socialist that supports gender transition for kids that are under 18. So
And what's the relevance of these facts as it would relate to your claim about if he has an arrest warrant out for him from the ICJ, why aren't people arresting him? Do you deny that the ICJ has multiple arrest warrants out for him?
no, I'm not denying that at all. I see
Okay,
the
great.
ICJ
So seemingly I was right. Okay. So why do you support Trump?
because the tariffs were good for us.
Tariffs
Our
were good for
economy, our economy has like done the same thing that Biden's administration done, but better.
Okay. How so?
I mean, just overall, like the capitalism in America has just gone up. Like
Actually, no. So right now, the feds are telling us that the annualized rate of growth of the GDP for this year is 1.4%. Meanwhile, last year is 2.5%. So it's gone down. Same thing with investment in American manufacturing. Same thing with employment. Same thing with long-term employment. Same thing with prices.
well,
that they've
I
gone
also
up.
think that a lot of H-1 visas are also disrupting our economy too, from the Biden administration. So
You're just against immigration?
I actually no, I'm actually.
So why would you be
pro-
against H-1B visas? H-1B visas actually produce the best economic outcomes. Because think about it. If you're actually, let me ask you to give the argument first. How are H-1B visas disrupting the economy?
Because we're also like not entirely H-1A visas.
Oh, you're not
It's
answering my
also
question.
that
How do
we're- it's also
H-1B
that we're
visas disrupt the
outsourcing a lot of
economy?
our-
Specifically, how do
We're
H-1B
also
visas disrupt the
outsourcing a lot
economy?
from
That's
our
not what I
economy,
asked
too.
you. You said that H-1B visas are disrupting the economy. Tell me how.
Because we're outsourcing a lot of our work to immigrants and laborers.
And how does and
Some
wait,
costs-
it's not
for some
outsourcing if it's
costs-
happening in the country. Outsourcing would be out of the country. So how do immigrants working on H-1B visas hurt the economy? Be very
Because they're
specific.
lowering wages.
They're lowering wages?
Yeah, they're lowering wages.
So you're saying that
Why
more
is the federal
so then why do we see that
7.25?
real median wages have increased?
I don't think so.
Dude, just go look up Fred real median wages in America. They've been increasing for like the last couple hundred years. I don't understand the argument that somehow if we have more competition in isolation of all other variables inside of the labor force, that then wages will go down. Because it is the case that we have more competition inside of the labor force today than we did 100 years ago, but wages are significantly higher. Why? It's because those laborers don't simply input on the supply side of the economy by working in jobs, but they also input on the demand side of the economy by buying goods that those jobs are used to produce. Wow. What does this mean? It means that we have more jobs created at the end of the day because there's a larger demand for American goods and services. It literally takes like the average education of an economics course on a high school economics course to understand these concepts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So what do you think about JD Vance and
Fair enough.
especially
You can see
JD
that
Vance?
point. So if you can see that point, then why do you support Trump?
I think he's overall better than Kamala.
Kamala, and why is that?
Just overall, like a woman leading is just prone for disaster. There's only one exception that a leader as a woman has been good was when Russia. It was in the 1400 area where Russia had a
Okay, so you think that
collapse
men
system.
are better at leading than women? Why do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Does it have to even be said? I mean,
Yes,
like,
it does.
like
What are the
what was
reasons?
the thing with Nick Fuentes? Where you said
Kamala,
Kamala
that's how
was
you
better.
pronounce her name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to give an argument insofar as why you think that men are better at leading than women. And if you're asking the question, does it have to be said? All that means is that you can't say it because you don't have an argument, because you think with your emotions, not reason and logic, making you quite the big beta, right? So
No,
let's go
I'm not the
back.
big beta.
Let's
You
have you
need your
answer the
anxiety
question.
right now. You need to chill.
Well, I honestly know, man. I am chilling. If I need the anxiety pin, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
I don't know if you're giving me
Right.
too much anxiety because you won't even give me an argument, right? So what are the reasons why are men better at leading than women?
I mean, physical superiority. I mean, in the entire thing with the Catholic religion too.
Physical strength. Okay. All right.
Physical strength, mental gratitude.
Mental gratitude. What is mental gratitude?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
just
just
a
saying
word
it.
that you threw out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Okay. So your first claim there was physical strength. Can you please name one
Right.
structure of leadership anywhere in the world today where physical strength is used as a relevant indicator of leadership?
Not necessarily physical strength, but it's definitely mental. It's a lot of mental. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with physical
Yeah.
strength. So when you said physical strength, you were talking out of your ass?
No.
No, so you weren't talking out of your ass, which means you think there's a well-grounded point in which would be relevant to why you think men are better at leading than women. So then let's just go right back to the question. Can you name a single structure of leadership anywhere in the world where it said leadership inside of that structure is purely determined on the basis of physical strength?
I mean, I'll retract this. I'll retract this. You got this one. Because
Okay, so then you have absolutely no reason insofar as why you think that men are better at leading than women. If you have no reason to believe that men are better at leading than women, then why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Yeah.
Well, now I think that you're pivoting because you made the claim that men are better at leading than women, and I want an argument. I could give you reasons why I don't think that men are better at leading than women. Obviously, you can't give me an argument why they are, so I'll give you an argument that they aren't, right? Because if we want to look for like factors that are relevant towards being a good leader, we're going to be looking towards personability, we're going to be looking towards intelligence, we're going to be looking towards emotional regulation, and we're going to be looking towards an ability to take calculated rational risks. And in every single one of those categories, men fail. I don't know what to tell you. When we look at emotions, men are very predisposed towards violent and irrational outbursts in response to emotional stimuli. And that's why they commit 92% of the violent crimes. That's why they commit 72% of the self-unalivings. That's why they're significantly more likely to abuse hard DRUGS as an unhealthy coping mechanism to deal with and process emotions compared to going to therapy like women disproportionately do compared to men. And then when we look at things that are more reasonable, more rational, more logical, such as performance in school, such as performance in STEM fields, such as performance under stress, such as surgeons, women outperform men, right? So I don't like to say that one gender is better at leading than the other, but if you took a GUN and you pointed at my head and you forced me to give you an answer, I'd honestly say that women might be better at leading on average than men, for all the reasons that I just gave and more. But that's not even the argument that I'm making. I'm asking you to make the argument to back up your claim that men are better at leading than women. So far, you haven't given me anything. So what is it? Are you just a complete DUMBASSS?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so then what's the argument? Why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Well, I did pivot from this point, but overall, men are better than women.
Oh, wait, you want to pivot? So you're scared?
No, I'm not scared.
Okay, so then give an argument, Beta. Let's hear it. Why do you think men are better at leading
I'm
than
not
women?
a beta,
How many
bro.
times do I need to ask you to try to get an argument out of you? What's the reason why you think men are better at leading than women?
Fuck, you got me. Whatever. Cheers.
Oh, I did get you. So you just basically believe things with no reason?
No. I still think I still think what I think, but
I know, but you just think it with no reason.
you obviously pivoted me, but I mean, cheers.
Boo-hoo. Wait, so what's the relevant distinction between you and a flat earther? What's the difference? Because if you have absolutely no reason to believe that men are better at leading than women, and all the evidence that we have might indicate an alternative conclusion, what is the relevant distinction between you and a flat earther?
I'm not a subhuman.
Okay, and you're saying that apparently flat earthers are quote-unquote subhuman because why?
It's a retarded debate.
Okay, we're going to go to remove you. Let's go to get the next guest loaded in. Yeah, people like Alex, they just get put through the ringer, man. No brain stimuli for Alex. And I don't know if you caught it there, but he mentioned Fuentes. See, so for all the Fuentes fans, that's what I do to you. I put you through the ringer, and I'll clock your shit. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? All right, Kyle, you are muffling your mic very, very loudly. Very prominently. You have something blocking your mic.
Sorry, that was my thumb.
Ah, dude. Oh my God, night and day. You went from me barely being able to hear you to I can almost, I feel like you're standing right next to me. Great. Quickly, before we hop into the debate real quick, Rachel, thank you for the 15 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Rachel. Rachel says, Dean, when is your birthday? Mine is September 4th. Not to sound corny, but you're a light in the dark time. Even my in-laws love you. Happy early birthday, and thank you again. Thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate your kind words, and thank you so much for your support. And my birthday's on the 1st. Thank you, Rachel. As well as Colby, thank you for the 5. Brianna with the 2 cents, then Val with $1, and Mackenzie with the $3. Now, Mr. Kyle, why do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, he has some good stances regarding getting people back to work. We've sent a lot of jobs overseas to other nations, and getting people back to work is, sort of ideal, especially if we need more tax revenue to fund social benefits, the entitlement benefit programs.
So then why is unemployment up?
I think that, why is unemployment up?
Yeah.
Well, I think that comes down to again, he's only been in office for what, 4 or 6 months now, so he can't really change much within that short amount of time.
Okay, so what is he going to change in the future to get people back to work?
And jobs are coming over. Well, I mean, with SoftBank, I wish he went with like JP Morgan instead of a Japanese bank like SoftBank to give money for this AI facility. I think it would have done better for our economy, but we do what we can for the Japanese, I guess, after we.
Okay, you're muffling your mic again, man.
But again, back to work. And individuals like myself, like I live on disability. I get $600 a month. That's what I live off of. Thank you, taxpayers. But I only have one arm, which limits me in the job fields that I can work in. I normally work landscaping or I waited tables. I didn't go to college, so this physical limitation.
Okay,
I want to work, but again,
friend,
I can't.
My friend, I asked you what Trump is doing to get more people back to work, and you're not answering.
He's creating more work.
How?
He's creating more work.
How?
Slowly. Again, like he told us through the forestry department that we need to start working on our forests so they don't catch on fire because there's a lot of timber, like what happened in North Carolina.
Incoherent. Sorry, man. I'm gonna move on. Hope you have a good rest of your day, though. Let's go to get bro. I've learned to not torture myself with like completely incoherent arguments and just move on. So we're gonna get that next guest up in here. Everyone, just give us a minute. If you want to come up, go to put a mag with your age down below on that chat. I'll happily invite you up and we'll have a conversation. And once again, if you want to support me, or you just want to get a message across to me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. So I get 100% of those proceeds. They come through to me as a notification at the top of this phone where I could read out your name and any and all attached messages. Welcome in, MO3. Are you MAGA?
Yeah, hello.
What's up?
Hello, bro.
What's up, bro? You support Trump?
Brother, I come to America. I am the #1 supporter for Mr. Trump.
Okay. And why do you support him?
You see, brother, you see business? His business is good, Mr. Trump.
Okay. So what has Donald Trump done to make your business better?
Is the Trump is the visa for me and my family?
Oh, offering visas right now? Donald Trump is actually directed.
It's no offer, brother.
Donald Trump has literally directed the Homeland of the Homeland Security agencies to re-look at all of the work visas and permits that are currently being held by immigrants in America to start revoking them.
Brother, is Mr. Trump, he is my people, is no immigration for me. I come here the legal way.
Right,
and I come here with paperwork.
Like you told me, you came through a visa, you and your family. Yeah, the Trump administration is now directing the Homeland Security to start looking at those visas and to possibly start revoking them.
But brother, we are no the troublemaker. You are come here, you are
but that's not even the argument that we see from the Trump administration or like people like in his orbit, like Charlie Kirk. They're saying that even like these visas that people are now working on in our economy are bad because they're like reducing prices and harming the economy. Like, if you go on Twitter, literally the only thing you will see is talking about how there's 50 million people in America on visas and how this is just so terrible for the native-born Americans and how visa holders are really hurting this country. They're talking about you.
No, brother. They are not. See, we are here. We are work. You see, we have customer. You see, it's good customer. We do the customer service. You know. How you doing, bro?
Okay.
1 second.
You're not
Whoa.
responding to my argument.
Yes. I respond, bro. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
1
pretty
second,
sure.
bro.
I'm pretty sure that guy's trolling. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Let's go get that next guest loaded up into the box. Do be patient. Do be patient. We're just trying to find that next guest to come up here and have a conversation. So hop in that queue if you support Trump. We'll get you pulled up. We'll have a great conversation. And honestly, is there just any like really crazy old men that want to come up? I feel like I haven't like gotten like a crazy like 75-year-old Trump supporter in like a couple days, and I miss them. Welcome in, Charlie. Do you support Trump?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear a British accent. What time is it?
Oh, Jesus, it's sorry, I'm bad at time. 22:43. So
22:43.
10.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest that is not an American time zone. Let's go to get the next guest, Larry, loaded up into the box. Here we go, everybody. As well as, yeah, dude. Oh my goodness, gracious. Amanda, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. What's going on, man? Just give me 1 second. Show some love to Amanda down below for the $50. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you so much. Amanda says, getting ready to see Lady Gaga tonight at Madison Square Garden and listening to you pre-gaming to get in the feminist mood. Thanks for everything. Bro, Amanda, you're an icon. Holy fuck. I hope you have a great night. Live it up and have fun. And also, stay safe. As well as Candace, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying proud of you. I use a lot of your talking points behind the chair with my Indiana MAGA clients. Let's go, Candace. Fuck yeah, both Candace and Megan and Amanda, both icons. Show some love to our two icons, Candace and Amanda. Larry, what's up, man? You support Trump?
No, I do not. I just wanted to come on here and say I love what you're doing. I watch every one of your videos. You're 100% correct on everything.
You know what, Larry? I usually like immediately kick people off when they come up here and they tell me that they're not a Trump supporter, but I've seen your name in my life for years. For a very, very long time. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for enjoying what we do here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, Larry. I've seriously seen that man's name so much in my lives, coming in and coming out for like so long too. So I appreciate that, Larry. You're awesome. All right. Welcome in. You support Trump?
I do.
You do? How old are you?
18.
And you're the ultimate conservative?
Yes, I am the ultimate conservative.
Okay, and what year were you born in?
February 9th, 2007.
Okay, and why do you support Trump, Mr. Ultimate Conservative?
So the three reasons that I support Trump, I would break it down between economic policy, foreign policy, as well as world peace. We can start on whichever one you'd like.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with... We'll start with immigration. I know I didn't mention that, but what do you think about Title 42?
I don't know too much about it.
Okay.
I just know what it did. I know that it, effectively shut the border down during COVID because of the national public health emergency. But I don't know the intricacies or the ins and outs of it. That was a little bit before my time.
So would you consider that to be a positive policy against immigration, or are you for illegal immigration?
Am I for undocumented immigration?
Yes.
So, no, I think that we should reduce undocumented immigration to the country. I just don't think that Donald Trump is doing that right. I think that he's using very bad means to attempt to reduce undocumented entry. Like, he's not doing it through proactive good policy. He's doing it through fascism.
Okay, in what ways?
Yeah, by illegally deporting immigrants to be beaten and tortured and starved in CCOT, deporting immigrants without due process, sending them to alligator Alcatraz, fed one meal a day, some meals with maggots in them, just generally calling them the poisoning in the blood of our country, using them as an enemy to further build his base, saying that they're really violent gang member criminals, all these things and more kind of promote the image that you're going to have a worse quality of life if you immigrate into America. So that has restructured the incentive for undocumented entry to begin with, disincentivizing it, which has reduced undocumented entry. And I think that A, it's immoral, because, violating people's human and constitutional rights are bad, and B, it's short term because the moment we have a president that's not a fascist, that incentive structure will be reduced, or will be reversed. Feel free to unmute. I just had to mute you because of some background noise.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, do you want to come back later when we don't hear your dad's lawnmower in the background?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm probably right, too.
Yeah, I am on the side of a street right now, so...
Go ahead.
No. I'll come back later.
Okay, all right. You take care now. You take care. Let's go move on to that next Trump supporter right now, everyone. We got Women's Lives Matters loading up in. This is either going to be like a super chill person or like a really like a really pro-Trump person. There's no in between. Women's Life Matters. I got you connecting. You should accept that invitation. You're either going to be super chill or like super not chill at all. I wonder which one it will be. Unfortunately, we may never figure out because it doesn't look like they're connecting. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Zeph. Here we go. As well, Sophia. Thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. Thank you, Sophia. Sophia didn't leave a message with her donation, just the love.
Hey, bro.
Oh, you're back. I thought I kicked you. Bye.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much for the love. That is incredibly kind of you, Sophia. If you guys could please show some love to Sophia down below in that comment section, that would mean a lot to me. As well as Mackenzie with a $3 saying my whole family are Trump supporters. Send help. Bro, Mackenzie, get him on the live. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Hi.
Hi. Age?
18.
What year were you born in?
Just kidding.
Okay, bye. Moving on. Let's go to get the next guest. Tyson loading in. Hey, what's up? You support Trump?
Dane, let me suck your toes, bro.
Whoa, Tyson!
No,
Tyson. Wow. Hey, what's up? Women lives matter. Do you support Trump?
No, actually, I came here and thank you for
Based! I
accepting
love you,
my-
and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Oh, this is a 14-year-old. This is totally gonna be a 14-year-old. I've age right now. Age. How old are you? I feel like you're trying to make a joke, but it's very obviously you just like standing back and clapping. It's not working. Okay, they just want to keep on clapping. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Like that was supposed to be, like haha, funny joke. Didn't work out. Let's go ahead and move on to our next guest. This guest is a socialist. I hope that they're following the rules. Are you breaking the rules, or do you support Trump?
No, I support Trump, and I'll give you 5 reasons. All right.
Well, I mean, hey, he did invest a whole lot of money into Intel. Now he owns 10% of the company. That's like pretty fucking, that's pretty communist, if you ask me. So, maybe you do
All
have
right.
a good reason.
Firstly,
Take it away.
he's a narcissist. Secondly, he undermined the American citizens. He defunded veterans, which he said he'd support. Third, he's a dick. Fourth,
Hunter just wanted to cook real quick. All right, you have a good one, Hunter. We're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go and see what that next guest, Ruby, has to say. Here we go, everyone. We're trying to find the next Trump supporter. I just went down to the chat because there's a couple people spamming support Trump. And the first person that I clicked on that is spamming that has 15 years old in their bio. Oh, no. What's up, Ruby? You support Trump? Oh, Ruby, that was so loud. We could all hear that. Okay, I guess Ruby doesn't want to chat. Whatever. Moving on. We got Saunders Studios connecting. Samara with $1 on Venmo. Thank you. Samara says, thank you so much, Dean. You are the best. Thank you, Samara. What's going on? You support Trump?
No, I don't. I just wanted to.
All right, man. I appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and move on, though, because we're just looking to talk to Trump supporters, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Next guest, Natalie's loading in. Hey, Jay. Thank you for the $3 over on Venmo, man. Jay says, hey, just want to let you know I think what you're doing is great. Keep on owning the forever Trumpers. I'm disabled, and how things are going, I think they're coming for me next. JC, man, all that we could do is fight against the tyranny of the administration. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome, Natalie. Do you support Trump?
I don't support
Trump or Kamala Harris. I don't
Kamala.
support either of them. I feel that us as Americans, we're stupid people. We've been sent subliminal messages or we've been brainwashed. And I feel that these idiots that are coming on here, why didn't they go ahead and why are they brainwashed? But why are the people who aren't brainwashed, like you and I and other people, why didn't we take the time to vote for somebody else? Or why didn't we take the stance like, why didn't...
All right, I hope you have a good rest of your day. We're just looking for Trump supporters. You know, so I mean, I think that's because Americans aren't too involved in like midterms and primaries. And because Biden kind of fucked us over a little.
How you doing, Dean?
Welcome in, Ronald. Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump.
Oh, Ronald, you really shouldn't. Why the hell do you support the worst president of your life?
Well, I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Wouldn't you agree?
When you say entitled, do you mean like everybody has the right to believe in whatever?
Or
they
I'm
want?
sorry, let me rephrase that for you. I think everybody's has the option to have their own opinion. Don't you agree?
When you say
Just
the
like
option,
just like you have your own opinion on
the
Trump.
the word option literally means ability. You have the physical ability. To
Okay,
hold
okay.
whatever
I
opinion
appreciate you
want,
correcting that for me.
But that doesn't mean that you should, right? Like I have the physical ability to say the N-word. Does that mean I should say the N-word? No. You have the physical ability to murder somebody. Does that mean you should murder somebody? No. Right? So just because you have the physical ability to support Trump doesn't mean you should.
I mean, I have my own opinion, just like you do. You know what I'm saying, man? Like it's a two-way street. You have your own opinion, I do mine. But I do support Trump.
And why's that?
So you know, I'm not always, you know, looking at the media politically. I will say that. So there's some things that I'm not really intelligent on, right? But just looking from the outside in, you know, let's look at our last president, Biden, right? You know, and we went through a tough time in COVID. You know, I was in high school at the time, you know, going in my freshman year, and it was a struggle, you know, for everybody. And I will say that, you know, Biden did an okay job, but I didn't really see a lot of change. And so when Trump had just came to office again, you know, I did see change. For example, the wars, right? You know, there was, I believe that he had made a phone call. I believe it was the Ukraine. There was a ceasefire, correct, on this first day of office?
There's no ceasefire in Ukraine, and there has not been.
Okay, I may be wrong on that, but I do see him trying to make an effort to stop.
Well, so his effort as of recently, so last month, July 11th, he resumed all of the funding that was going to Ukraine under the Biden-Harris administration to put more pressure on Russia into accepting a ceasefire agreement.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you agree with that decision?
Can you just say that one more time? Just sorry, I had a hard time hearing you for a minute.
He resumed all of the money going to Ukraine to put more pressure on Russia to accept a ceasefire agreement. Do you agree with that?
I didn't know that. I mean, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. Okay.
I do not. No.
Right. Well, I mean, the only reason why you don't agree with that is because Donald Trump told you shouldn't because he ran. Then he ended up doing it himself because he realized the Democrats were right all along. Okay. But, you know, the reason why I asked you that question wasn't expecting you to agree with it, but was rather just to describe, seemingly you don't agree with Donald Trump's methodology to end global conflicts.
Right. Yeah. No. And you know what? I didn't know that. I wasn't super, I'm not hugely intelligent on politics. Right. But I do see him trying to make change. And
have you been up here before?
I have not. This is my first time, man.
Okay. I just recognize your profile picture.
You do.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So let's just
I've watched you a couple times. But I will say though, you know, like, I mean, I didn't know about that, but
well, let's just be super clear with one another here. You said that you support Trump because we've seen a lot of change in the last 200 days that you've been a fan of. So what specific change have you seen in the last 200 days that was caused by Trump that you think is good?
You know, I've seen him trying to make an effort with tariffs in China. I know there was a big conflict there.
Tariffs in China? Yeah, no, he did. So all of his efforts resulted in us having higher tariffs on them and them having lower tariffs on us. This is better for China and worse for America. Why? Because when you have more competition inside of a market, you have more innovation inside of the market because competition drives innovation. And because we are imposing higher tariffs on them, that means we will have less Chinese goods in the American market, meaning we'll have less competition in the American market, meaning that the American market will have less innovation. But because now they're imposing lower tariffs on us, they'll have more American goods in the Chinese market, meaning there'll be more competition in the Chinese market, meaning there will be more innovation in the Chinese market. So why do you support Donald Trump kind of screwing over America and helping China?
I joined this live to really get some more insight. Just more information on the whole conflict as it is. I wasn't super aware of that. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of just looking from the outside in perspective, but
man, I'll be honest. If you're just kind of looking for more information, I recommend watching. And I think that's awesome. I think that's an awesome place for you to be, and I really appreciate you for hearing me out.
No, man, I respect what you do, and you know what I'm saying. I will say though, I think sometimes it comes off as a little aggressive. You have like younger supporters on here that are trying to. I feel like they're also clueless, just like I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 18. You know what I mean? I am trying to learn as much as possible, but I appreciate your time right now. Just kind of inside. But I appreciate what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate you for coming up, Ronald. Hope you have a good rest of your day. It could definitely get aggressive sometimes, but I'm going to be honest, man. I give the energy I get, and I don't think I'll ever stop giving the energy I get. BGA, what the hell do you want?
Hey, Donald Trump is saving TikTok. He's putting us back on the map, brother.
I mean, actually, isn't the ban supposed to expire in like another 60 days? Did you know that like technically like what he's doing with the like continued expansions is illegal?
He extended it. He was supposed to be banned on September 17th, and he put us back. How was your dinner in LA, by the way?
My dinner in LA was great.
I know. I know since you do this type of stuff, you get things for free. People pay for your dinners and stuff. Must be nice.
I did have somebody pay for my dinner in LA, and it was fucking nice. You jealous? That's a really weird. That's a really weird thing to bring up, like unprompted.
I'm not jealous, brother. I got a job. I don't sit at home and get paid just to sit down. What are you gonna do? Hey, I have a question. Whenever TikTok gets banned, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money?
Wait. Let me check. Just give me.
When TikTok gets banned, how are you gonna make money? It's gonna be a sad day when TikTok gets banned.
I have 2.2 million followers on Instagram. I have 500 million followers on. 500,000 followers on X, and I have 400,000 subs on YouTube. I think I'll be just fine.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Sandra, thank you for the $21 over on Venmo. Saying happy early birthday. Here's you left. Sandra with the $21 says happy early birthday. Here's $21 for 21 years. Treat yourself to a nice cocktail and celebrate your accomplishments, decency, education, relationship, and success. Remember the incredible support base you've built and the love from all of us. Please never give up. Sandra, that is so kind of you, and thank you so much. I appreciate you and everybody else for all of the love. For the 21st birthday coming up here in about a week. I've been given so many funds to spend on the cocktails on the night of. Oh boy, is that gonna be a night? Is that gonna be a night, you guys? Is that going to be a night? As well as Aubrey, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying sharing birthday love. Just celebrated my 20th yesterday. Happy early birthday, Dean. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Aubrey. You're awesome. Let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box right now. We got Rock Out Zach connecting. As well as Kiana. Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Kiana. Saying, I'll pay for your dinner, Dean. A very merry unbirthday. Thank you, Kiana. Dude, show some more love to Kiana down below in that comment section. You're very, 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 very kind. Thank you so much. Let's show some more love to Kiana. Let's get 500 Kiana W's down below right now. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Zach, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2007, June 6th.
And why do you support Trump, bro?
because like he just made like America like more livable and like more fun and like enjoyable.
It's more enjoyable to live in America where we have 10 million low-income Americans losing healthcare, 3 million low-income Americans losing food stamps, and every single immigrant in this country is now living under a persistent threat and anxiety of either having their visa revoked, being kicked out of the country because of a JD Vance meme, or being illegally deported to a center for terrorists in El Salvador.
Well, also too, like, I mean, like when Biden was in office, he kind of made it like more easy for illegal immigrants to like get into the country.
Also?
But like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Trump doesn't also do. You know what I mean? Like, it goes both ways.
Okay. Well, if it goes both ways, then this wouldn't be like a specific reason why you'd support Trump over somebody like Harris. So why do you support
No,
Trump?
no, no, no. Like,
also, can you tell me about
like, I
how Trump
support-
makes living in America more fun? I'm sorry. I want to hone in on that. What the hell did you mean by that?
like when Biden was in office, he kind of like shut down everything, and like you really couldn't go outside during COVID. And
You're
then
talking
once
about
Trump
the
got
business
into office-
shutdowns from COVID?
Not only that, but like it was like everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
like
happened
you
under
couldn't go
Trump.
outside without having to wear a mask.
It happened under
And
Trump.
like, but it also happened under Biden a little bit also too.
Right, happened under them both because it was a public health emergency, irrespective of who the president was.
But like in all actuality, like COVID was really just the flu.
Okay, well, there's only about a bajillion scientific research papers and so on that definitely disagree with your conclusion. See,
And also, like-
your arguments come from Facebook. My arguments come from
Not from
medical
Facebook, not from
health
Facebook.
professionals. But I don't
Okay,
know
well,
if
did you-
arguing
well, did you-
about
well,
COVID
did you get
is too
vaccinated?
relevant today.
Did you get vaccinated?
Yeah, 5 times in the first 2 months.
Well, the vaccination also
50 times
sterilizes you,
6.
men. You know that, right?
Can you give me any evidence of this?
Okay. I mean, I could try. I didn't really like look into it. Like, I just read. You know what I mean? Like, I got sent something
You
and
just
I
believe
read into
anything
it.
you see on the internet?
No. That's not like.
So
that's,
then
I'm
why
not
did you
saying
believe
that.
this?
Why do I believe it?
Yeah.
Because my brother Noah was in the army, and when he went to the army, he like got vaccinated, and then he got engaged, and they were trying to have a child, and this was after he got vaccinated that they were trying to have a child, and he was just shooting duds. He was just shooting duds, and nothing was like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a talk. Everybody needs this talk at one point in their life, and I'm surprised your parents haven't given it to you already. So the birds and the bees. So when a man sleeps with a woman,
Well, I mean,
listen.
I mean-
Listen. When a man sleeps with a woman, sometimes pregnancy can occur. Right? Absolutely. But more frequently, it won't occur. And there'll be a lot of circumstances where a man will be sleeping with a woman trying to have a baby, right? And it doesn't happen. And this could happen for so many reasons. It could happen because the woman isn't ovulating. It can happen because the woman is infertile, or the man has a low sperm count, or you just get unlucky, right? And this happens all of the time. In fact, it happens so frequently that there are doctors for families, for couples, for when this happens. It's a very serious thing. It is. And it's not the fucking vaccine, okay? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, my father passed away before he could have that conversation with me, but I just want to thank you for like having that conversation with me. But before,
I'm
my
really
brother
sorry to
Noah
hear
went to the
that.
army. No, it's okay. My brother Noah actually did like have a woman, pregnant. He got a woman pregnant, and then after that, she ended up like having a miscarriage. But after he got vaccinated, he just couldn't have a baby anymore. Like he was, you know what I mean? I mean,
I'm going to be very clear when I say this. You are not qualified enough to be able to decipher that the reason that had occurred was because of the vaccine, nor am I qualified enough to decipher the reason why that occurred either. And you got a flag for misinformation. Dude lost his TikTok account. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Yeah, just like neither of us are qualified enough to make that determination, if you want me to be honest. It's like, if you think that we could just reasonably like common sense our way to complex medical conclusions, like then there would be no point of med school. There'd be no point of doctors. There'd be no point of spending $500,000 and wasting, or I guess spending 12 years of your life going through the process. All right, welcome
Hello.
in. Yo, Melis, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube. Melis says trans woman here whose wife had a child this year after we were both vaxxed over 3 times each. Sounds like a skill issue. Yeah, bro, that was crazy. He was talking about how his brother was shooting duds. That was crazy. What's up? You support Trump?
Yeah, yo, that's funny as fuck. That comment. Anyways, yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 22.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
I just feel like the economy has been better with him and just like foreign policy and all that. He's just more like
Okay, what's like one like relevant macroeconomic variable that is better today than it was 250 days ago?
250 days ago, gas prices.
And how has Donald Trump reduced the price of gas?
I'm not exactly sure like the policy, but he's reduced regulation, right, and allowed more drilling in the United States.
Whoa, so if more drilling is a better thing, well then you should have been the biggest fan of Biden and Harris because they oversaw the largest amount of drilling on American soil in American history, even beating out the drilling that we saw under Donald Trump in his first term.
Wait, what? Didn't Trump start all that though?
No. In fact,
What?
when they walked into office, all of the drillers were closed. All of the refiners
No,
shut
don't
their
count
doors
COVID. I'm
because of
talking about
COVID.
before that. Didn't Trump start that all before COVID though?
Well, whatever he started came to an immediate end with COVID. So obviously, no.
So you're saying
they weren't
you
just
said-
following a continued trend. Like when they got in, it was like at a 15-year low.
So you're saying there was the most oil production under Biden, right?
Yeah, I am.
Who was it before that?
Who's it before that?
Yeah.
Like over 4 years, Trump.
Exactly. He started
What
it,
is
bro.
So what
He
did he
started it.
what is it? What did he start?
He started the drilling in the United States more. Like he
Okay, what did he do
left
to
regulation.
start drilling in the United States more?
I mean, I can look it up, but you're looking it up, so you'll see. You'll see.
No, I'm not looking up what Donald Trump did. I'm just looking up like oil production.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know the policy, but I know like he started the oil drilling in New Hampshire. I mean, not New Hampshire. That's right, in the United States. And yeah.
Did you know that the Biden-Harris administration approved 50% more more permits for drilling compared to the Trump administration? So if you want to talk
50%
about
more?
who did what, well then you should be thanking the Biden-Harris administration for approving 50% more drilling permits.
Wait, what do you mean 50% more? Like they just did like 50% more of what he already did? Is that what you're saying?
They
Or like
approved 50% more permits to drill on federal land than the Trump administration did.
all right, what's the source for that? Because that's crazy.
Politico Pro.
Is there a number for that? Like how many more did they approve? Like as a number?
I don't know the number. It's just 52% more.
That's crazy. But then why was fucking Kamala talking about yep, Kamala. I knew you were gonna say that. Why was Kamala talking about banning fracking and all that? Isn't that good for the United States? For like to keep like prices down for things?
So she talked about possibly banning fracking when she was running for president in 2019. And then after serving 4 years as the vice president under Biden, she determined that the better approach towards more renewable energy reliance in the future was to dominate the production of non-renewable energy resources now, invest into renewable energy resources, and as soon as it is as cost efficient as possible, more cost efficient than non-renewable energy resources, using that market domination to switch the overall reliance to renewable energy resources. So that is not a policy that she ran on in 2024. We would have seen a continued trend of what we saw under the Biden-Harris administration of a dominance in oil production, while also making the largest investments in American history into renewable energy resources today. My multi-guest access was restricted. Super cool. Super cool. Why? Why did I lose access to my multi-guest? I didn't even get a flag or anything. That's weird. No clue why. Let's go ahead and appeal it. I really hope that the appeal goes through this time. These appeals have not been going through. It doesn't look like it's giving a reason either. Oh, it's for Oh, it was for that guy that was shouting misinformation about the vaccine? So I got banned for combating the shit that he was saying. Oh, the appeal submitted. Guys, what do you think it will be? Now that the appeal submitted, do you think I'm going to get access back? Or do you think that that appeal is going to be denied? Let's actually go ahead and do a little bit of a poll. Let's do a poll. I'm going to start a poll over on YouTube, and I'm going to start a poll on TikTok. Ask a question. Will the appeal be approved? Okay. If you're over on YouTube, go ahead and put a yes, I guess, for yes, a no for no. Will the appeal be approved? Let me see your thoughts. We're also going to go ahead and start this over on TikTok. Poll and give vote. Let's see. Quick poll. Put a smiley face on TikTok if you think that it will be appealed. Sad face if not. But it actually looks like I don't know. There's a running poll. Did a mod start a poll or something? Yeah, they did. That's a funny poll. I appreciate you guys. All right. All right. Put a smiley face if you think the appeal will be accepted. Put a sad face if you think the appeal will be rejected. If I'm going to give you my honest thoughts, I think the appeal will be rejected. Now, the reason why I think the appeal will be rejected is because that guy was definitely engaging in misinformation, shouting about the vaccine. And they said that they took away my multi-guest access for that. So I think it is very, very, very possible that we will not get that access back. But let me know down below in that chat. In the meantime, I'm going to go out and answer a couple questions from y'all. Typically, those take around 15 minutes to go through. So, sorry, not 15, 5. Yo, Naima, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Naima, thank you. Naima with the 25 big one says, get yourself another anxiety pin. Happy birthday. Thank you, Naima. You know, it's actually funny because right after I get off of this live, I got to go get myself another anxiety pin. So you are a fucking G. In fact, Naima, I literally love you so much. If we could all please show some love to Naima in that chat for the anxiety pin fun, it would make my goddamn diddly darn day. So thank you so much, Naima, because that is literally exactly what I got to do when I get off. As well as Julia, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Stephanie with the $5 as well. Just a public school teacher in a Trump area saying thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. And then Kayana with a $5 on Venmo. Let's also see Calvin with a $15 saying you and Parker should start allowing recently converted Democrats to come up and explain what made them convert from the Republican Party and to have conversations such as those. That'd be pretty fun. I feel like that's something else that we could do on the Q&A evenings. As well as Morgan with a $10 saying, can you debate Robbie Starbuck and obliterate him? Love you lots, homie. Well, thank you. That is very kind of you. And womp womp, the appeal was not approved. Terrible, quite frankly. All right. For everybody that guessed that it want to be approved, you guess right. Thank you. It got banned again. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. So it looks like, sorry guys, the silence is loud. Yeah, I had to send a text off. Fun fact, I'm really bad at multitasking. I can't multitask for shit. So that's actually not a big deal because I think that we have access to our DNC Dean account. When we were on the DNC Dean account, we were kind of getting better send out than we have been on the main. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and switch over to @DNC Dean on TikTok. That's where we're going to be heading. As well as I followed up and I submitted this appeal to my team. Hopefully they'll be able to do something. So in the chat right now, go ahead and spam @DNCDean because that's where we are going to be going. That's where we're going to switch to. And we're going to be doing the live stream for, let's see here, like what, another hour and a half roughly? So that'll be great. @DNCDean. Head over there. We'll have some great conversations. They will be awesome. @DNC Dean, not DNC D. DNC Dean. I'm sorry. DNC Dean. There we go. See, I'm happy that we did this because it is DNC Dean. DEAN. It won't work. It won't send. I wonder, why is DNC Dean blocked in my chat? Let me actually investigate that real quick. Settings. Moderators. Nope. Fun fact, I actually don't know how to look at like restricted keywords in the comments. Blocked keywords? Dude, wow. Alpha is blocked in my chat. 6-7 is blocked in my chat. Behind you is blocked in my chat. Bag is blocked in my chat. What? Why is the word bag blocked? The word bald? Who blocked bald? Beta? Bread? Breath? Concubine? Cope? Cuck? Cumbum? Okay. All right. Daddy? Diddy? Dinner? Eyeliner? Eyeliner's blocked in the chat. Femboy? Fiend? Glaze? Glazine? Grift? Grifter? Grifting? Hawktua. Hawktua is blocked in my chat. Why is Hawktua blocked? Okay. Okay. Wow, there's a lot blocked. We're going to go ahead and switch to these accounts. I don't see DNC Dean anywhere in the chat. I don't understand why it's blocked is what it is. So if you are watching and you want to continue to watch the debates for around another hour and a half, head over to @DNC Dean on TikTok. We're going to go and switch over there now. Quickly before we go live, I'm going to go pee. So I'll be live over in DNC Dean in about a minute. See you guys soon. Once again, that is @DNCDEAN. For everybody on YouTube, I'm just going to give y'all a minute to kind of hang out here on your own while I go use the restroom. And I'll BRB. Hello, I am back. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's go ahead and get that live stream restarted. YouTube, it's just me and you. You know, I feel like when we're on both, when we're on the TikTok and on the YouTube, that you guys don't get the attention you deserve. Okay? You guys don't get the attention you deserve. So how are we doing? Let me give you the attention that you deserve. While we switch our TikTok account and get signed in and do it all, Jesus. This is always such a complex process. At least we got the DNC Dean account back, though. Actually, we may not. I didn't think about that. Well, one could only hope. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I'm obsessed with a new haircut. Thank you. Oh, it's not a new haircut. It's just my hair's been growing out, man. I need to do something with it badly. I'm gonna get a cut soon. Or I might just let it grow out more. I'm very undecisive when it comes to my hair. Okay, we're already back on TikTok. Here we go. YouTube is simply better because it doesn't censor you as heavily. Dude, the censorship on TikTok is outrageous. And, like, you'd actually be surprised. YouTube can censor at points, but the way that they censor is just by demonetizing it. And I'd rather have my stuff demonetized than taken down. Yo, welcome. Hello for everybody tuning in on TikTok on @DNCDean. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So we are back. Quite frankly, it is so good to see every single one of y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Alrighty, folks. All right. Okay. Give me a second. There we go. Hello. For the first 1.5 thousand people tuning in over on TikTok, thank you for being here. We have already been alive for around 3 hours. We're kind of getting close. But, you know, we had our live stream over on our main account taken down, so we're going to be on here for the rest of the day, and we might be on here for the next couple days as well. So we're going to go and hop right into the debates. If you are watching right now and you happen to be a Trump supporter, you already know what to do. Just hop in that queue for me, and we'll get you pulled up here. We're going to stop wasting time and hop straight into things. Here we go. Who is first? We got MAGA loading up. Here we are. Welcome in.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Most definitely.
Most definitely. We've already spoken, right?
No. I haven't. I haven't been on any lives in this account.
Let's see, because I think we might have already spoken. So why do you support Trump?
No. I swear to God, I've never spoken to you, man.
Okay, so why are you so embarrassing?
Why am I so embarrassing?
Yeah, you heard me.
Oh, what makes you think that I'm embarrassing?
Because like your account is like real. It's not like ironic or satire. It's like you have a picture of like Trump in like some Superman outfit. Your name is MAGA for life. Your bio is make liberals cry. Let Jesus come and embrace you and do not resist it.
Yeah, so I'm just proud of the things that he's doing for the people.
Would you say that your bio is like a little hypocritical? Because it talks about making people cry, then it talks about being a Christian. And thank you for the Galaxy Globe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So I fully believe that if Jesus saw the way that things are going currently, he would be on my side.
Oh, I completely disagree. What? Donald Trump has broken 9 out of the 10 commandments, not to mention that the gospel specifically talks against a lot of the shit that Trump does. You know, like Psalms 32 talks about how if you give to those that are less fortunate than yourself, then you'll be given great glory in the kingdom of heaven. And Jesus disagrees with taxation on the poor. He had Matthew stop collecting taxes from the poor before he became one of his apostles. Trump, on the other hand, takes away from those that are less fortunate than himself, such as he did with the big, beautiful bill, cutting 10 million people off of Medicaid or 3 million people off of food stamps. And he obviously wants more taxation on the poor. That's why he imposed tariffs, which serve as a regressive tax that hurts you more the less you make.
What about his cancer fund, right? He had a nonprofit for cancer, right?
Trump did?
Yeah.
Well, if he really cared about curing cancer, funding cancer, maybe he wouldn't have defunded cancer research through the DOGE.
Well, maybe the DOGE or just ran by a lot of Democrats. Maybe, just maybe, that those funds aren't actually going to cancer. You ever think about that?
So you're going to say that those funds weren't actually going to cancer research, even though they were actually going to cancer research, and you have no evidence that they weren't actually going to cancer research? Well, then I'll just propose the idea that maybe Donald Trump was just taking all this money out of this nonprofit for cancer research and putting it all into his pockets and giving a big fuck you to all the cancer patients. Did you know that?
You know, you have a point there, but I just I disagree with.
Do you think it's Christian to cut 10 million people off of healthcare?
Yes, if they're leeching off of the healthcare, most definitely. You have to.
How do you leech off of healthcare? Think about that sentence in your head.
So
that is outrageous. That is
No,
outrageous.
no.
Thank you for the draft. I appreciate you for the love. That is such an outrageous sentence. How can you leech off of healthcare?
You can most definitely leech off of healthcare if you don't put into a society. Like let's say there's a witch, right? And she's going to heal all your ailments, right? But you have to go and get her a frog to heal all your ailments, but you don't get that frog, but yet you still expect to be healed. That's some bullshit.
Okay. All right. So you're basically saying that if you're not contributing to society and paying taxes, then you shouldn't be able to have access to anything that taxes pay for, even if they're an essential. No name. Thank you for the motorcycle.
Thank you for the roses.
No. Thank you for the motorcycle.
No, I got roses.
Fuck the shut up.
Why would you tell me to shut up? That's not very nice.
Oh, it's not nice to tell you to shut up? I'm going to do it again. Are you going to cry?
Maybe.
Yeah. Soft MAGA beta. Snowflake.
Now listen here, boy. I am definitely not a snowflake.
You just said that you're going to cry because some white dude on the internet told you to shut up.
Whoa, why did you have to bring race into this?
I was literally referring to myself.
I don't know, man.
I was literally referring to myself. What do you mean? Well, dude, I'm talking about me. I'm the white dude telling you to shut up. Yeah, some skinny white guy on the internet tells you to shut up and you're about to cry?
I don't see why you have to bring race into this. I feel like in such a politically charged climate, bringing race into something that isn't race related might stir up some tensions.
What? Do you think that I promote anti-whiteness?
I think weren't you the kid that said the N-word?
So when I was a kid, I did say the N-word. What does this have to do with the question that I asked you?
You know what? Yeah, I do kind of think you do promote an anti-whiteness kind of rhetoric. When it comes to like a lot of your talking points, especially with having like Santana up here. I do think a lot of these things can.
Wait. How does me having Santana in my life promote anti-white rhetoric?
So Santana, I fully believe Santana might be racist towards white people.
Bro, what? I'm so sorry. I've like personally met Santana and spent time with him, and I am a white person, and he was so fucking great. What are you yapping about?
But the difference is that you agree with him.
Wait, so you think I'm racist against white people too?
I think that you're perpetuating the racism against white people.
How so?
I think
How so? Tell me.
I think currently there's
tell me, please tell me.
I think currently there's a white G side.
What? Oh, you're a Nazi! Yes, you're a Nazi.
No. I hate Nazis.
No, you don't. White G side. That's white replacement therapy. Oh my God, there's a replacement of white people in America by all the immigrants. We need to hold on to at least 50%. If we don't, this country will fall. Is that what you're talking about?
Fall, but I think that we will lose the cultural representation that white people have in America.
What is white culture? Can you give me an insight on white culture? Because honestly, when I hear, well, I got to remove you because you got a violation. When I think like white culture, like the one thing that comes to my mind is trailer trash. If I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? Like white culture in America, deviled eggs, trailer trash, and going down a river in a tube with a beer. You know, like somebody in the chat said barbecue. No, dude. Barbecue is South American. Barbecue is South American, bro. Let's go to move on to that next guest, guys. Everyone give us a minute. We got George Tower. What's up? Do you support Trump? No. Goodbye. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, you guys. We got Sopranos loading up in. Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Yeah. Also,
I can't hear you.
So actually somebody in the chat just made a really good point saying that every culture has barbecue, meat over fire is pretty basic. Great point. I concede. Barbecue is not exclusively South American. That's a good point. I see your point there. I see your point there. I see where you're coming from. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Go to the top of that queue if you're a MAGA. We'll happily invite you up. We'll have a conversation. We got Trump the Trumpet loading in. Hi, Phantom. Thank you so much for the $10. Saying United States is
my God, Dean, I love your debates.
Thank you. Phantom with the $10 says that the U.S. is multicultural. What are you talking about? All that Nazi rhetoric has fried your effing brain. So real. As well as Jocelyn with the $10. Thank you so much for the love, Jocelyn. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. Hop in that queue if you support Trump and we'll pull you up. Megan, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. And then Morgan with the $10. And Kelvin with the $15. Just some love to Morgan, Kelvin, and Megan. Hey, what's going on? Do you support Trump? And are we going to ban you? Okay, moving on. Let's go to move on to the next guest here. Everyone just give us a minute, you guys. Do be patient. Do be patient. We got our next guest, Terry Smith, loading in. I'm really tired today. Let me tell you guys. I'm really tired today. I may get off early. I may get off at like 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie. Hey, Amanda.
Hello.
You are not a 20-year-old. Chat, you are championing a 6-year-old. A fetus. A bloody fetus. Moving on. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Do you?
What? Age?
I have a very kid voice, but I...
Child. Moving on. Moving on to Tiff. Here we go. Holy crap. Hey, what's up? How old are you, Tiff?
Hello?
Tiff. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Hell yeah.
Okay, Tiff. And why do you support Trump?
Why do you not support Trump?
So many reasons. He's an adjudicated rapist. He's a 34-count felon. He's boasted about perving on kids. He's hit on his own daughter. He's sexualized 10-year-olds. He's passed regressive economic policy that are aimed at destroying low-income earners in this country. He supports mass deportation, which destroys the economy.
Did you like Biden?
Yeah, I thought Biden was right.
So Biden's daughter wrote in her diary about showering with her dad when she was 14 years old. You think that's okay?
Biden led a letter under deposition to the court stating that the contents of the there's been false allegations lobbed at
No. Why did they read it out of her diary?
I would really appreciate if you let me finish so I don't have to forcefully mute.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Biden wrote a letter to the court under deposition about the diary and said that there's been false allegations lobbed at her as well as the people that she cares about, as well as the fact that the contents of the diary have been misinterpreted, etc. And because of her letter to the courts and the fact that that diary was stolen from her and then sold to Project Veritas, and Project Veritas has a track record of manipulating documents that they get on political opponents, and she said that there's been false allegations lobbed at her as well as the people that she cares about. Right now, my mind is pretty set in stone that the contents of that diary are unconfirmed.
So then again, you would also think that Hunter's laptop is not confirmed either.
I think it is.
So, but it was sold to a pawn shop, but a lot of people also say it was stolen. So your whole argument
But then,
is it was
didn't they have like
stolen.
courts and the FBI like verify its contents? Like, yeah, like if
Well,
if
not
the
at
court,
first. So at first they denied it. First they said it wasn't real. Now they've come out and said, "Oh yes, it was real." But
Right.
before they
Right.
said it wasn't.
So before they had evidence of its verification, they said it was likely Russian misinformation. Then after they had evidence of its verification, they said that it's probably real. So what does this
Yeah.
have to do with one, your original argument about Ashley? Biden,
Because your whole
or
argument
two,
is
the
because it
points
was
that I brought up that
stolen.
that were related to Trump. No, my point was more nuanced than that. I understand that you could only handle so much. I'll try to make it clear.
No, you
There's
tried to
many
say that
factors.
Trump is a rapist.
Yes, he is.
When Biden supposedly showered with his daughter up until she was 14 years old.
So I've already
That
given you
doesn't
my
seem
response to that
creepy.
point. Just ignoring it isn't going to change anything. Do you think Trump is a rapist?
No, I do not think Trump is a rapist.
So see, that's what makes you the hypocrite. Because for Trump, we have not just the testimony of a woman that we knew he spent time with, but we also have the unanimous ruling of a jury of 9. For Ashley Biden, we actually have her own testimony saying that there's been false allegations lobbed at her and the people that she cares about, and that the contents of the diary have been taken out of context with no external verification, and the fact that it was stolen and sold to Project Veritas, who have a track record of manipulating documents that they get on political opponents. We have significantly more reason to believe that Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll than we do have to believe that Ashley Biden showered with Biden. But at the end of the day,
Well, Ashley Biden
you
put it in
choose
her
to believe it
own
as it relates
words.
to Biden,
I
but
do not
as
go
it
by
relates to
what
Trump.
I do not go by what a court says either, because you said he has 34 felonies.
That is
What's
true.
your bet that those are going to get dropped? Probably in the next year.
They've
Just
already-
like his five,
they've
his
already attempted to. They've already
$464 million.
So they've already attempted to appeal the 34 felonies. Appealed
They
to the
are
death threat.
appealing them right now, and they think they're going to be dropped. They also said
Okay.
they also
So
dropped
why are
his
you pivoting again?
$464 million lawsuit
So my
that they
friend-
filed in New York.
So I don't know if you've never debated somebody ever before, but the way that we do these debates is by slowing it down a little, going point by point, and having more nuanced conversation. I understand that I'm able to very quickly prove you wrong, but that's really just honestly annoying when you then don't respond to what I say and you pivot onto a new subject. Because let
Well,
me make
you've
this
made-
clear. I bring up the grape, you bring up Ashley Biden. Pivot already. I tell you why I think that right now that claim is unverified, and then you pivot to Hunter Biden. Pivot already. And then we start talking about Hunter Biden. I try to get you back on topic as it relates to Trump grape case, and I demonstrate how we have significantly more reason to believe that Trump is guilty than Biden, and then you pivot to his 34 felonies. We talk about the 34 felonies. I tell you that they've already tried to appeal it, and that appeal has been rejected. So an open one right now will likely result in the same outcome, and then you pivot to the fraud case. Without pivoting and changing the subject because you can't handle the heat, let's talk about one thing at a time, my friend. Go ahead.
You named off 5 things to start off with. You said he was a rapist. You said he had 34 counts of felonies.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
boasted
blah,
about
blah.
perving on naked little girls and naked adult women.
So you named off 5 things, and now we're going through those 5 things.
Boasted about
The
perving on
34
kids.
felonies. So you believe those 34 felonies are actual felonies? The guy went 71 years without a felony, and then all of a sudden he did 34 felonies in a matter of what? A week?
Yeah, all these 34 felonies were done before the 2016 election.
Okay, so he was 70 some years old, no felonies. His felony was to pay Stormy Daniels money, and then they had to turn it into, since it was 8 years past, the statute of limitations 7 years, they had to turn it into a felony to make it to where they could actually charge him with it. That's your whole argument?
Well, I'm just trying to follow what you're saying, but it's just simply incoherent. So I have no clue what you're talking about. It was a Class C felony in the state of New York. It was falsifying business documentation with an intention to commit a second-step crime. He was found guilty on all 34 accounts. And about like a statute of limitations running out, I'm unaware of. I think you're talking about the civil case about grape, not the criminal court about the 34 felonies. Are you telling me that you reject the 34 felonies?
Obviously. So it was a misdemeanor, and then
No, it was a felony. Stop equivocating. It was a goddamn
Hold on.
felony.
Well, that was because they had to sit there and make it a felony by saying it was going to be a second
No, that's because he
thing.
committed the felony. It's not that they sat there and made it a felony. It's that he committed the felony. There are so many offenses that start off as a misdemeanor, but when they meet additional qualifications, they become a felony. Like a DUI in my state, in Colorado. If you get in your car and you drunk drive, that is a misdemeanor. But if you get in your car and you drunk drive and you run a red light, that's a felony. So are you telling me that if Donald Trump got in his car, drunk drove, and run a red light, that then the Democratic prosecutors would be making that a felony because he met the qualifications for the felony? Absolutely not. You just say he broke the time, so he needs to do the time and be punished accordingly. But for whatever reason, Mr. Law and Order to a conservative, tough on crime down here, as soon as the rich billionaire white man gets found guilty of 34 felonies, it's everybody's fault but his own. You don't care about fairly running a criminal justice system. You don't care about imposing law and order. You care about whatever makes it easier for you to achieve your end goals. And if you ignore the felonies, it makes it easier for you to achieve your end goal of supporting Trump. If you ignore the grape case, it makes it easier for you to achieve your end goal of supporting Trump. If you ignore the fact that he pardoned people that try to kill cops on January 6th and then label them patriots, it makes it easier. So stop being a spineless coward. You don't care about the law. You don't care about our criminal justice system. You don't care about our DOJ. You don't care about violent crime. You don't care about nonviolent crime, and you don't care about grape. And that actually leads me to a perfect next question. Do you care about the misdemeanor of undocumented entry into this country?
If you're going to debate, stop muting the mic. In New York, a misdemeanor charge, falsifying business records, is a misdemeanor. The only way you can upgrade it to a felony is by saying it was in the process of committing a second crime. Therefore, his misdemeanor would have been dropped after 7 years. It was 2016. They charged him in 2024. That is what I'm talking about. So they had to upgrade it to a felony, saying he did that because he was going to commit a second crime off of the one crime that he supposedly committed. You think
It's not
that?
supposed that he did.
Okay, so he supposedly
Like you're acting
paid,
as if this didn't go through a criminal. Like you're acting as if this didn't go through a criminal court. You're acting as if a unanimous jury of 9 didn't definitively
In New York.
conclude beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt that he was guilty of this.
Okay, so if that case would have been tried in Texas, you think he would have been convicted? Not a chance.
Oh, are you
Not
telling me?
a chance.
Oh, okay, so
If
nice
it's in a
speculation, my
liberal-
friend.
Huh?
Great speculation. I love it.
Well, yeah. So are you trying to tell me New York's not liberal? New York's trying to get Madami into be the mayor.
Mamdani. is how you
Yeah,
pronounce his
Madani.
name. Mamdani.
Okay. Sorry, I can't pronounce his name perfect. He's a socialist. They're trying to get him in there. You're telling me that New York is not diehard liberal, especially New York City?
Can you
Look
give
it
me-
up on a map.
Could you give me any reason to believe that the jury found him guilty unanimously, not because of sufficient evidence, but rather because of political bias?
Okay, so where's the evidence? So
Oh,
he supposedly
great.
paid Stormy Daniels.
I think that you're going to need to answer my question.
Okay, what's your question?
Give me reason to believe that they didn't find him guilty because of evidence, but rather because of political bias. Also, who picks the jury?
Okay, so both lawyers pick a jury.
So you're telling me that Donald Trump's billionaire
I go to
lawyer is
court
going to
here in
find one
3
Trump
weeks.
supporter to
Both-
put on that to put on that jury?
Well, how are you going to get? Okay, so let's say
Because even if
New
it's like
York is
overwhelmingly liberal, like Manhattan, like
80%.
Okay, so this would mean that at least 3 of the jurors would be Republican, but all 12 ruled as guilt. Get done.
If 80% of the
Get
people, no, if 80% of the people are liberal, you think that 2 out of 10 are going to be conservative? I mean, I could get a jury.
Yeah?
Why?
Because you said 80% were liberal.
Okay.
It's
so you
fucking math.
automatically think
It's fucking
all-
math. It's fucking math. What? It's math. We learned this in. Dude, you just said if 80% are liberal, would 2 out of 10 be conservative? Yeah. Yeah, they would. That's what the percentage means. 80% are liberal is mean 80% of 100%. Oh, meaning 20% would be conservative. What is a representation of 20% of 10? 2.
If I have 8 million people in New York and 80% of them are liberal, the likelihood that I'm getting let's see. Let's say 10 million. The likelihood I'm going to get 1 out of the 2 million people of conservatives compared to getting all 100% of the 8 million liberals is not good.
Actually, the likelihood would be exactly, let's see, 20%.
Yeah, that's if we polled 10 million people, not if we polled 9.
No, that's if we polled 10.
That has nothing.
Wait. No. That's if we pulled 1. If we pulled 1 person, the likelihood that they would be conservative would be 20.
So you're telling me all 9 people, out of those 9 people, 1 or 2 of them are conservatives. You can guarantee that. I could look it up right now and find all jurors and find that 1 or 2 of them were conservative.
Yeah.
I would bet you $1 million that's not the case. There's no way. I guarantee you,
that's
out
just
of
math.
everybody that was on that jury, math is if you had all 100% of the population. It's not if you took out 9 people out of a 10 million population.
It's
You're
called a
telling me
sample
that
size? So, if the overpopulation is 10 million people, and 8 million of them are liberal, and 2 million of them are conservative, and we take a random sample of 10 of them, we would expect that same representation to be true of the random sample, meaning 8 of them would be liberal, and 2 of them would be conservative. And this isn't a guarantee. It's just what would be statistically probable. And because we're operating under a veil of ignorance, of not knowing who the jurors were, we can only operate off of statistical probability to yield like guided educational conclusions. Now, if you want to imply that you can yield a guided educational conclusion that it is more likely than not that every single one of them was a liberal, I'll just simply ask for your argument. Because my argument is incredibly clear. Over a populace, 80% liberal, 12 jurors, statistically probable that 2 to 3 of them were Republicans.
Again, if this was in Texas, do you think that case would have went through?
Why are you pivoting from
0%.
3rd grade? You're pivoting from 3rd grade. Like my argument is you're pivoting from 3rd grade.
You keep muting my mic, but no.
Stop pivoting from 3rd grade. Stop it.
Stop pivoting from 3rd grade?
Yeah, my argument is 3rd grade math.
3rd grade math. That's if you had 100% of the population. But you're telling me, okay, so they hit him
It's
with
called a random sample size. It's called a random sample. It's called and inside of the courtroom it wasn't even random because we had both of the lawyers like selecting juries in accordance with prerequisite set of questions, meaning that if anything, like Trump's attorneys, which are significantly better than the states because they're paid for by a billionaire, private, not public, are going to be able to push for even more. So it's statistically probable that 2 to 3 of them were conservative. I wouldn't doubt it if his lawyers were able to get 3 or 4.
Oh, there's no way. I would bet you that.
Wait, would you? So it's not statistically. Would you say it's not statistically probable that 2 to 3 of them were conservative?
In Manhattan? Probably not.
Okay, why?
Why would I say it's not statistically probable?
Yes.
Because here's the thing is you indicted him and you got $464 million. The biggest case ever against a private citizen.
We're talking about the
former
felonies,
president.
the 34
Hang
felonies.
on. What do you think the chances are that they couldn't sit there and they got that to go through, and then now it's got dropped again? But let's just say, how do you think they got that to go through? Do you think there wasn't one person in that room that was like, hey, $464 million seems like an awful lot of money for what?
What?
I mean,
why are weren't we talking about his 34 felonies?
About everything. I'm talking about all of his criminal cases. So you could go down to Georgia, you could go to New York, you could go to all this.
Didn't the judge give him this? The judge probably gave him that sentence, not the jury.
Huh?
It was inside of a civil court. So it's like, sorry, not the sentence, but like that bill.
Yeah,
of like
but
400
they still ask for a certain amount. So anytime you're suing somebody, you're asking for a certain amount.
But I'm pretty sure, like inside of like lawsuits, that like the judge would ultimately determine how much money is owed.
No, you can have juries do it also. I go to jury court here in 3 weeks, and the jury will determine how much money
But
I
the
get.
judge has the
That's
final
the way
say
it
so.
works also.
The judge has
No.
a final say so.
The judge can
Instead
either
of
say,
civil
yes,
courts,
that
I'm
is
pretty
good, or
sure.
no, that's not good.
Right.
But it's
So
not
the
that the
judge has the
judge
final
automatically
say-so.
gets the final say so. But here's
You
the
just
thing
told me
is,
that they did.
so
But they could say that's good or not good.
Well, yes, but they usually go by what the jury says. So whatever the jury decides to give somebody, that.
So how do you know that this judge went by what the jury said? And how does this relate to my question of can you refute
Judge
my
is a
argument that
diehard
statistically?
liberal.
Okay, great.
So if
So
you
now
look
you're
through
blaming.
it-
So now you're blaming it on the judge. But remember, my question that I asked you that you're attempting to respond to right now is how do you know it's not statistically probable that 2 to 3 of the jurors inside of that criminal court were conservative?
I didn't say it's not statistically probable.
Wait,
but what
so
I'm trying to
then
say
you
is,
agree that it is
you're trying to
statistically
tell
probable?
me.
So if you agree that it is statistically probable that 2 to 3 of the jurors inside of that jury of 12 inside of the criminal court were Trump supporters, then how can you possibly reject the outcome of the court if the jury unanimously concluded as guilt?
Just because you statistically probable say, oh, well, this is going to be 2 out of 10 because 80 or 90% are liberals, doesn't mean that you got, out of the 20 people they polled, that you got any conservatives in any of that group.
Well, it just means that the
mean
best
anything.
guess that either you or I could make rationally would be that they did. If you accept that it's statistically probable that 2 to 3 of them were conservatives, but yet you reject that 2 to 3 of them were conservatives, you're basically telling me that you accept an improbability over a probability because of your bias. That is definitionally speaking irrational. If you baselessly believe in what is less likely to be the case compared to what is more likely to be the case because of your bias for Trump, definitionally speaking, you are an irrational little man.
86.4% of the population in New York County is Democrat. 1.4% is Republican.
Wait,
So now I just looked it up.
86.4% is
Yep.
Democrat.
And 1.4 is Republican, is what it says right here. So now your probability is,
Okay,
is
so
that
what's the other 23%?
12.2 is independent.
Okay, so you think that independents would vote against Trump because of political bias against him?
I think that you got probably all liberals in there, but either way, by your
Wait.
statistics.
What is an argument for your claim that they probably got all liberals in there? Now you're saying it's statistically probable that all 12 jurors were liberals. Give me an argument for that.
Well, my argument would be is you had only misdemeanors and you upgraded it to felonies past the statute of limitations because you made up something that it was going to be a...
Your argument for assuming that they were all liberals is that he was falsely convicted, but then your argument for that he was falsely convicted is that they're all fucking liberals. Get cooked! Oh my God! I can't believe what I'm hearing. The circularity and the low IQ, irrational shit coming out of your mouth is outrageous. I asked you why you don't believe the outcome of the criminal court. You said it's because all of the jurors were liberal. And then I asked you why you believe that all of the jurors were liberal. And you tell me it's because you don't believe the outcome of the court. Circular little man argument down the drain.
Instead of muting during a debate, like most people, when you debate, you actually listen back and forth. Either way, you said probable statistics. Obviously, that's not probable statistics if it's 1.4%, correct? Also, a grand jury, if you know your court system, a grand jury had to decide whether that would go from misdemeanor to felonies. So therefore, a grand jury, decided whether, hey, something that's past the statute of limitations, it's supposed to only be 7 years, it's 8 years. We're going to go ahead and bump that to a felony. That was a grand jury. You don't think those were liberals? You think those were Trump supporters that were in there like, yeah, great idea, bump that to a felony?
It wasn't just that they basically bumped it to a felony. It's that he committed the felony.
How is it a felony?
Because
How
he
is
had
it
an
a felony?
intent to commit a second crime. And in
What was the
accordance
intent?
with
What was the second
crime? Don't ask me a billion questions at once. That's why I'm muting you. Oh, Dean, why are you muting me? It's because you ask me a question, then I respond, then you interrupt me like a child. How is that a felony? How is that a felony? It's because in accordance with the Penal Code of New York State, it is a Class E felony to falsify business documentation with an intent to commit a second crime. That's how it's a felony, my friend. So once again, little man, do you feel like responding to the meat on the bone here? Asked you why you don't believe the outcome of the court. It's because you said that all of the jurors were liberal. And I asked you why you think all the jurors were liberal, and you said it's because you don't believe the outcome of the court. Quite frankly.
I love how you call me little man. I guarantee you I am 2 times bigger than you.
Yeah,
Second off,
I'm not calling you little man because of your physicalities. I'm calling you
second
little man
off,
because of your little
second off,
brain.
what was the second crime he was trying to commit?
Yeah, I'll happily respond to your question after you respond to the one question I've been asking you for the last 5 minutes. Jesus Christ.
What was that question?
Yeah, so just to clarify, your argument is that you don't believe the outcome of the court because all of the jurors were liberal, all the jurors were liberal, and then your evidence that all of the jurors were liberal is that you don't believe the outcome of the court.
Yeah, and you believe that probable statistics say that those jurors are not liberal.
Okay.
Because there's 1.4% Republicans in Manhattan, so they're not liberal.
He just accepted.
Because they're probable statistics.
He just
but hang
accepted
on.
that was he just accepted that was his argument. If I believe that you have a small brain, and my evidence that you have a small brain is that your argument is bad, and then my evidence that your argument is bad is that you have a small brain, do I have a good argument or do I have a circular, bad, illogical argument?
If you go to Oklahoma, where every county is Republican, every county, do you think you're going to get Republicans on the jury, or do you think you're going to get Democrats?
Were you educated?
Just ask.
Were you educated in Oklahoma?
Nope.
Interesting. Now, your question was, if we have a court in Oklahoma where it's disproportionately conservative, are we going to have a jury that's all conservative or all Democrat? Well, once again, it would depend on what percentage of the population would endorse what political leaning. So if it is the case that 80% of people in Oklahoma are conservative and 20% of people in Oklahoma are liberal, then it is the case that instead of a jury, we would expect around 8 or 9 of them to be conservative, then 2 to 3 of them to be liberal.
Okay, so
3
let's
to 4
say
of them to be liberal.
let's say you had a 1.4% Democrat and a 98% liberal, or 1.4% to be Democrat and a 98% to be independent or Republican. Do you think you would have any of those jurors as Republican or as Democrats?
So the most likely outcome inside of New York County would be around 8 or 9 jurors that are Democratic, around 2 to 3 jurors that are independent, and then maybe 1 juror that is a Trump supporter.
Yeah, so you maybe have 1 Trump supporter, possibly out of a group of 20 of them. Possibly. That's still not odds. The odds still aren't there.
Right.
Out of a group of 100 of them,
I feel
you
like
have 1.
the biggest thing that we'd like to consider here would be the independents. Because if they co-sign themselves to being independent, right? I don't think that you'd be able to suggest that they would have like a strong like staunch like anti-Trump, pro like blue bias.
I'm an independent. I vote libertarian. I voted for Rand Paul and Ron Paul.
Bro,
for
yeah. So
years.
if you were on that jury, you would be one of the independents, not one of the Republicans. And you're trying to tell me that
Exactly.
because they didn't, that those independents would have thought like you?
Well, if it was me, I would have said, "Hey, statute of limitations were up 7 years ago,
Well, if
or
it,
1 year."
so then you would have been kicked off
Yeah.
of the jury. You wouldn't have even been selected.
I know.
You would have been selected because you would have said that the statute of limitations was up for a crime, but it wasn't actually up because they were pursuing the criminal charges.
What was the second crime he was trying to commit?
You're still not responding to the argument here. Why do you continue
You
to
still
try to
haven't
pivot?
answered that question.
Because
Just answer that one.
because you're
What-
continuing to use it as a tool to pivot away from the argument that I've been trying to give you, and that you're just simply too dumb to even like comprehend. Alina, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Alina says, I'm sick right now and I just joined. Keep clocking them, Dean. I appreciate you for the love, Alina. Thank you so much. Show some love to Alina down below in that comment section for the $10, as well as Danny with the $10. Thank you so much, Danny. What do you think about Trump saying he's going to deport Garcia to Uganda? What? Well, can I get some resources on that? Thank you, Danny, for letting me know. As well as Jacob, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying I've been to New York City multiple times. They are mini souvenir stores that openly sell MAGA merch and t-shirts of Donald Trump's mugshot. Tip with the $5 as well. Thank you so much. As well as Megan with the $5 and Samaya with the $6. Can you thank the donors for their love?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Can you say thank you?
Thank you. Hey, so what was the second crime he was trying to commit?
Once again, another tool of deflection. Don't know why you keep doing this, bro. This is so
No,
insufferable.
I'm asking you. So in order for it to be a felony, it had to have a second crime that he was trying to...
Muted, again, because you keep on using this as a tool of deflection. I'll make it clear what I want you to respond to. I asked you if your argument was that you think he's innocent because the jury was liberal, and then you think the jury was liberal because you think he's innocent, and you said yes. Okay? Before we can move on, we need to be able to demonstrate like why that's a bad argument.
So you won't answer it. So
yeah, of course. I'm not gonna entertain your pivot.
What the second crime?
Of course, wait. I'm so sorry. If I entertained every single pivot on this live, there would be no productive dialogue at all because everybody would be just as shitty as you and then just ask me a question when I've got you exactly where I want you and then completely change the topic of conversation. Right? Like if I tell you that that second step crime was an intent to sway the outcome of the election, he paid her off to stay quiet prior to the election, to not publicly speak about that, insofar swaying social support against him, because then they would have figured out that he cheated on his wife with her. Well, then I don't know what you'll respond to. You'll respond to that explanation of what that second step crime was with some bullshit. It'll start a whole new conversation, and we'll completely lose track of the fact that you gave me a position of a fucking peanut. Right? So before you give me your bullshit response to the explanation I did just graciously grant you about what that second step crime was, okay, I very specifically want you to be able to engage with the fact that you literally gave me a 3 brain cell argument for why you think that Donald Trump is innocent. Once again, your argument was Trump's innocent because the jury was liberal, and the jury is liberal because Trump is innocent. So this is what we call a circular argument. Okay? Another example of a circular argument would be saying something along the lines of like, the Bible is true because God exists, and my evidence that God exists is because the Bible is true. Or you were dumb because your argument's bad, and your argument is bad because you are dumb. So can you acknowledge that you gave me a very stupid, illogical, unsound, terrible position to demonstrate why you think Donald Trump is innocent?
You are a great debater. All you do is mute people's mics instead of actually having a debate. So I asked you what the second offense was, but you can't answer that because you know that if you don't have a second offense, therefore you can't sit there and say it's a felony. So you automatically just try to pivot to something else. You're the one pivoting, not anybody else. You have to come up with what the second crime was. There is no second crime. Oh, he tried to win an election. He was trying to cheat his way through an election. That's not a crime. So instead of muting people, why don't you actually debate instead of sitting there and be like, mute, and then you just blabble on some crap and then be like, you're
I did answer.
You have a small brain. What is it? What is the crime? What is
I
the
did
crime?
answer. Well, maybe if you were paying attention, then you
No,
would
I
have
stopped
heard...
listening because you just sit there and babble on about some
So
crap.
then how do you know that I didn't answer the question?
Because you didn't say anything about a crime. You said that he tried to
Wait,
rig
how do you know
election.
that I didn't say anything about a crime if you weren't listening?
Because you started rambling about an election. He was trying to steal an election. That's all I heard.
Yeah, stealing an election is a crime. Election interference is a crime.
Oh, stealing an election is a crime? So then you must really hate the Steele dossier, which was from Hillary Clinton. But either way,
why would I hate reporting that has been confirmed by 2 special counsels under Donald Trump's first administration, including Marco Rubio, who is now Donald Trump's left-hand man?
And then it just came out. See
what I'm telling you? Look at this. Look at this, chat. He did exactly what I told you he would do. He did exactly what I told you he would do. I want him to address his fucking meatball argument of Trump's innocent because liberal, and they're liberal because Trump is innocent. I wanted him to address that. But instead, he was like, oh, what's the second step crime? It's like, election interference. Okay? And then this guy is like, oh, you don't like election interference? Now let's talk about Obama and the Steele dossier from 2016. Pivoting completely away from my original conversation of me asking you to address your meatball ass argument of Trump's innocent because liberals because innocent.
I hate little bitches. God, this little bitch. So anyhow,
the only little bitch here is you. Be quiet.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, dude, you would not Yeah, it's all right.
I
Anyhow.
wouldn't what? I wouldn't tell you this to your face? Fuck yeah,
No,
I
you
would.
wouldn't. I guarantee you wouldn't.
Oh, are you getting so riled up
guarantee.
now? You want to catch a charge just like Trump because some fucking 20-year-old on the internet pissed you off? Yeah, I'm gonna be like Trump and I'm gonna go out and assault somebody just because they're pissing me off because they're right and I'm wrong. Sit down. Unmute. Also, are you using your kid's TikTok account to join? He doesn't know how to unmute. He's so frustrated and upset. He doesn't know how to unmute. Ugh. Anthony, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal, man. Thank you so much, Anthony. Anthony didn't leave a message, only the love. Thank you, Anthony. Show some love to Anthony down below, y'all. As well as Jacob with the $10, Haley with a 5, and Reagan with a 5. Yo, could you say W Anthony for the $25 on PayPal?
So your whole argument is stealing an election is his second crime.
Okay, so
That's
you're still not going to address it all. Yes.
That's
yes.
a crime.
Yes, that is a crime.
Well, how is that a crime?
So how is stealing?
So
because
how is
election
stealing,
interference is illegal.
Hang on. How is stealing an election? What did he do to steal an election? He lied?
Okay, we'll go back to that after. Are you on your daughter's account?
He lied? Or what is the
Bro,
stealing
bro,
an election?
My friend, are you on your daughter's account?
No.
Okay, whose account are you on?
Why do you care whose account I'm on?
How old are they?
Why are you asking me questions?
Because it would be really weird if you were on some like.
I
girl's
gave
account.
it to him, stupid.
Okay, how old are you?
None of your fucking business?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right.
He wants to be a rapist too.
You're a child pedo? I think he wants to be like Biden and touch his daughter.
Why are you talking to little
with
girls
his
like that?
14-year-old
Man?
daughter.
Wait 1 second. Why are you talking to little girls like that?
I was talking to you.
No, you were just talking about like child rape with little girls that aren't your daughter. What are?
Yeah, that was Biden. That was your whole Biden argument. Oh, his daughter said later on that.
Listen, I'm gonna disconnect you, because, you know, that's a 15-year-old's account. I don't want a 15-year-old's account to be like flooded with like DMs and like threats and hate and whatnot. Even though, you know, she's been completely indoctrinated. You know, like we heard that when she came on the mic there for a second. But still yet, I don't want like a 15-year-old to experience that. I'm going to go ahead and remove him. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how do you?
49.
Nice, man. So why do you support Trump?
Well, the reason I support Trump is the number one reason is probably I see Democrats, liberals, independents get millions of dollars, and I'm talking about millions upon millions. Now, this is just in North Carolina, and I only have about 1,300 customers in free money every year. And I'm not even talking, I'm talking about grants and money coming from the federal government.
Grants for what? Starting a
where they don't have to pay for
business? Loans for veterans?
Yeah. No, nothing veteran. I'm a veteran, so nothing for veterans. If there's loan for veterans, I would love to know about it, but I haven't found of any. But farm related, supplying food for people,
Okay.
which is one of the biggest scams ever in the federal government.
What? The government keeping people from starving to death by giving them food is a scam. How so?
Well, as far as like, there's a few companies that do it, local governments, but as far as the people, the farmers, they get so much money for free.
Yeah, farmers get a lot of
And
government
they're-
subsidies because food is really important.
Yes, that's correct. But I know of a lot of farmers that don't even produce, I mean, a fraction of the money they're getting. And we're getting a lot of food from other countries.
I don't really think that
but
Donald
they're
Trump
not producing.
I don't even think that Donald Trump has really like cut down on farmers for subsidies. Subsidies for farmers. You know, like farmers are like kind of like right coded, if that makes any sense. A lot of farmers are on the right. Farmers, they tend to vote Republican. I don't really think that Trump is fucked with their subsidies a whole lot.
Well, you might say that farmers tend to vote Republican, but their hands are in the Democrats 100%. I can't quote any names or anything, but there's a lot of Democrat policies that get a lot of money for free. I had one.
What is I mean, like subsidizing farmers is like a good idea. I agree with that. Like, not only does it have like positive like outcomes, like not only does it have like positive outcomes on the economy, but it also ensures that more food will be produced in America by increasing their productive capacities, by giving them more funding and capital. Additionally, on top of that, we just need food. So increasing their ability to produce more, to provide more is a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. But what has Donald Trump done that you're a fan of?
Well, one of the biggest, I mean, the biggest is cutting out all the money. They're going through a big
so what
problem right now.
They're did he make that you're a fan of?
Well, Doge basically cutting a lot of the NGOs. And when you talk about farmers, not the large farmers, I'm talking about small farmers. One of my friends,
small businesses.
Small businesses, yeah.
So you think that we should help small businesses less?
Well, no. There, as far as I'm not saying help small businesses less. I'm just talking about there's a lot of people that get a lot of money. I've got one customer that got a $58,000 grant to build a walk-in cooler, and all they do is have an orchard.
Okay.
They have an orchard.
The reason why our
sell product to people. That's all they do.
The reason why our government subsidizes farmers so much is because food produced overseas in many circumstances is like significantly cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
If we stop subsidizing farmers, domestic supply of many goods would die. Right? And like we don't want domestic supply of farm goods to die for like many reasons, economic reasons, etc., but also for national security reasons, right? Like a really big consideration that our government makes when subsidizing farmers is just the national security concern. What if other countries stop sending us their food?
Yeah, farmers is kind of. I shouldn't have gone into the farmers as much. My buddy knows how to manipulate the farming side of it. They've got millions and millions of dollars of.
Would you rather a couple $1 million
brand new tractors, all this stuff?
Would you rather a couple $1 million going to like small farmers, or like $4.5 trillion going to the top 1%?
Well, I'm just talking about non-excessive. So you create a farm, you create another business, you create all these businesses, and you get all these grants for, and really they're not helping.
Yes, subsidies
a lot.
Subsidies
is like in North Carolina. Now, if you go to Mississippi and a lot of the big farms, Idaho, all the other places, it's a little bit different. Now down east, North Carolina is different, but I'm talking about just small organizations.
My friend, this conversation,
so much money.
This conversation is not going any further. I don't think I've been trying to give you different perspectives. It doesn't really sound like you're considering them.
Okay.
So is there
basically the waste, fraud, and abuse.
Very specifically, what has Donald Trump done that has made you support him? Because even when you just say generally waste, fraud, and abuse, what specific spending has he cut that you're a fan of?
Well, they're in the process of cutting it, a lot of spending, but
they're in the process of specifically cutting
taxes.
What? Somebody in my YouTube chat said that you're
cutting all the waste, fraud, and abuse, basically.
Bro, you can't. No, that's oh my God. That is just a virtue signal. That's just a line. It's a phrase. Put it on Twitter, okay? This is a debate space.
Okay.
If you're going to try to make an argument, you have to be very specific
Yes.
of what spending have they cut or are they cutting that makes you a fan of Trump.
Yeah, I don't want to. I can't call out names. I don't want to call out names. But hold on, I'm going to tell you real quick. But as far as all the farmers are upset in North Carolina right now, and especially the people that are giving away free food, local farmers, all this stuff, they're really upset because they've cut this. They've lost their money from the federal government, and it's due to Trump. They're preaching. They've gone to Raleigh, Chapel Hill, talking to all the senators, everything, trying to get this money back. And I don't know if it's going to come back or not, but these people ride around in brand new vehicles. There's no cash registers at their location. They never bring any money in. They're all given money. They're building new houses. One customer. I mean, well, I can't say too much, but I mean, they're spending $10,000 a month on a building, leasing it. One customer's buying a $2.1 million building, and there's no money coming in. But these people are spending money like crazy. And that's very frustrating when you see if they were helping, hundreds of thousands of people or even 1,000 people, it'd be different. But they don't do anything during the winter. There's not much crops going on in North Carolina. It's all
I just tuned you off.
imported.
I'm gonna be honest. I literally tuned out nearly everything you just said. like, okay. I'm gonna move on to the next guest. I appreciate that. Mike, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. I really appreciate you so much for the love, Mike. Mike says, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Hey, also, I would love for one of my Discord mods to join my stream. Prophet Iris, I would love for you to join me over on TikTok here. You're calling me performative white male and falsely representing the amount of money that I make. Feel free to join. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk. The invite's open. The invite's open. Let me know what your TikTok is. I'll happily have you on. Feel free to join. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Invite's open. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
19, July 20, 2006.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I'm personally a money man. There's a lot of different things, and I understand that you can say that he's like racist or he's a bad person. But I think that a lot of people in the professional scene of like the democracy and the government are all bad people. Everybody is a bad person.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. You started that off by saying that you support Trump. So why do you support Trump? Also, we got to understand that like some people are significantly worse than others. Dude, now Iris is complaining about me. Wait, 1 second. Now somebody in my Discord is complaining about me name dropping them. I'll name drop you. Why is he constantly name dropping me? It's because you called me performative white male, and you're like misrepresenting the amount of money that I made on my stream yesterday in order to like garner like social support against me. Yeah, I'll name drop you. You got it. Invite's open. Feel free to join. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. So I am a day trader. A lot of people in your chat are making fun of me, saying I'm making a minimum wage job, saying I'm not a money man. I'm actually really into crypto. I'm into the futures market. And you were talking about Powell, talking about how he's gonna like. What did you say about Powell? Like yesterday or the day before?
What's that?
What did you say about Powell?
Oh yeah, I said that Powell 2 days ago came out and he said that the projected rate of growth of the GDP per year this year is 1.4%, down from 2.5% last year.
Is that in-person spending?
That's GDP. That's the gross domestic product. Sorry.
So can you like go more into that? So what is that entirely?
All the money spent in the economy.
And that's down?
Yeah, the rate of that is down.
Why does that matter? Like I mean, people that work minimum wage.
Why does the GDP going down matter?
You can't explain that?
Yeah, because that means that companies are selling less, people are spending less, people are making less, and it's a general economic indicator of economic well-being. Economic well-being is important for a country. With higher levels of economic well-being, people are happier, people are richer, there's higher qualities of life, and people live longer.
I think that a lot of people are always naturally poor, so you can always say that the GDP is naturally going down.
No, the GDP goes up every year because our economy grows.
So why don't you like Trump? You can say he's racist
Oh, Jesus
and all
Christ.
this other stuff, but
Okay, all right. Do you want to respond to what I just said? Also, naturally poor? I don't even know what naturally poor means. What does naturally poor mean?
everybody is naturally taught in school that they're going to work a minimum wage job. They go to college and they are naturally in debt if they go to college. Because when you say that the social standard is to go to college or like community college and then graduate from there?
So what is
So
the word?
you're
What do you think?
already
What do you think
putting
the
that.
word naturally means?
Why are we going off what I'm
Are you saying
saying?
like individuals are going to have like a propensity to have some debt due to like a social acceptance of like going to college? Sure, right? However, like college would generate like an ROI. Like on average, somebody with a bachelor's diploma makes an additional $1 million over their lifespan compared to somebody without.
What does that mean?
Okay.
That's cool.
What
That's a
year were you
good
born
fact.
in?
2006,
Okay. How old are you?
19.
Okay. I think that they're lying. I think that they're lying. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute so we can get our next guest, Amanda, up here. How old are you?
Hello?
Age?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay. What year
19th of May 2001.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. and I shouldn't believe that. And I shouldn't believe that. All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Everyone just give us a minute so we can get that next guest, Troy, up in here. What's up? Do you support Trump? Troy is not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got the next guest connecting. Age, please.
I'm 18. I just have one.
They're not. Oh, they're British. Okay. Real quick, Mike, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Mike says, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you so much for the love, Mike. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Everyone, please show some love to Mike down below. Show some love to Mike down below for the 25. As well as John, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, John. John says, begging you, Parker, and Harry to start a mass strike protest today. Since the DNC won't organize it, begging if you don't insist on a mass strike protest, you'll be one of the first people censored, platform shut down, and put in confinement. Are you just advocating for more protests? Well, you know, I'm actually not good at organizing protests, but there's a lot of people that are organizing protests. And I think where I kind of fit into the ecosystem of getting people to be politically active is just getting them interested, getting them to critically think, and getting them to realize why they should be politically active and why they should protest because of how bad the right truly is. But, you know, it would be nice to, you know, organize more in-person events like in my local area by working with like cool companies such as 5051, etc. They're all really good people. They're all really good people there. All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. It's going to get Vitaly up in the box. How old are you?
8.
How old are you?
27.
27. What year are you born in?
1998.
And do you support Trump?
I do.
And why is that?
Actually. It's more of a for me what mattered was the border policy that he had.
Really?
Border
policy. So what is your favorite Trump border policy? Also, is there any way that you could go into a more quiet room or turn off that TV in the background?
Is it pretty loud out?
Yeah, it is a little loud.
Let me turn it off real quick. That better?
Sure. Okay. All right. All right. So, yeah. So, what's your favorite Donald Trump border policy?
Well, honestly, it's the fact that he has the border insecure right now.
So, but
I
like,
mean,
what is
he
the
has to
policy
build
that
the
he's
wall.
implemented to secure the border? He left. He just dipped. Oh man, he just left, quite frankly. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude, okay. So, update on the mod that was calling me a performative white man. She's saying that she thinks I'm a performative white man, and her critique of me is for not being transparent about my income. But apparently, she knows my income because of how transparent I am about the donations that I receive, and I publicly share them with you guys. The only reason you're able to make those calculations is because of my transparency. Crazy work. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Let's try to find that last guest of the night. We got Hale loading up. What's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
18.
I don't believe you for a minute. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest right now, everyone. Do be patient. Adam, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love. How old are you?
Hey, fuck all your stupid ass little pussies.
Very emotional child. Goodbye. All right, everybody. We're still looking for that very last guest of the evening. Hi, how old are you?
Oh my lord, I didn't mean to join. Oh, sorry.
No worries at all, bro. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Ben. All right, they're not joining. We're going to try for a little bit longer here before we end, and Parker is going to be going live shortly. I just let him know. He might even be going live right now. We'll see. He is live? Wait, he's already live? No way. Oh, he just went live. Based. Y'all want to go ahead and go raid Parker? Yeah. Let's go raid Parker. Let's go raid Parker. I'll probably hop off for the night and go get some food. But yo, quickly before we do, there's a couple of people I like to thank. Yo, Timir, thank you for the $21 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Timir. Thank you. Timir says, new follower, bro. Keep making these Trump supporters look stupid. Me and the bros are watching, playing a game. Every time a Trump supporter says, we hit the bong. Y'all are going to be cooked. Unfortunately, we're ending the stream right now, or I'd have y'all in a different dimension in like 30 minutes. Thank you for the 21 bucks though, Timir. As well as Lily. Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love, Lily. I really appreciate you so much. Lily says, I've been watching the streams every day. And don't even say that. Don't even, the other part of the donation, I won't read that out loud, but don't say that, Lily. I just appreciate you being here. Show some love to Lily down below in that comment section. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. As well as McKenna with the 70 cents. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm confused on when to know when you and Parker are live. Actually, I'll happily respond to that. So I send out a notification in my Discord and a notification in my Instagram when I go live. So if you want to be able to get those notifications, what I'd recommend, honestly, is to either join the Discord, which you could find through the link tree in my bio, and you'll be able to see the notification in there every single day. The Discord join code is just literally my name. It's Dean. As well as to join the announcements channel over on Instagram. And on Instagram, you could find, you could get daily notifications when we go live over there. Now, I think we are going to go ahead and in for the evening. Go ahead and go raid Parker. If you want to find him on TikTok, you can find him at Parker Get a Job. If you want to find him on YouTube, you can also find him on at Parker Gets a Job. So yeah, make sure to go show Parker some love. Make sure to show Parker some love. And I'm going to go to an end for the evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace and love, guys. Take care. For those over on YouTube, y'all already know it. I always make sure to say bye to you guys last. Go show some love to Parker at Parker Get a Job. Have a good one.